Hokage Hatake Glory, Chapter 221-240. Text Chapter 221 _ The Man Who Practiced Swords. Any hidden village in any country will have some shady deeds, and the ninjas who perform these shady deeds are called Anbu. Interesting Academy first release. Unfortunately, Shikamaru and the others were caught by these Anbu, the most notorious Kurigakure Anbu in the whole continent. Endless death, endless life, endless means to achieve the goal. Although the era of blood fog is now a thing of the past, this tradition is still passed down in Anbu. It is conceivable how unlucky it is to encounter so many damn things. Trouble. I'm hungry. How to do? Looking around, Shikamaru is a little numb, Choji is a little hungry, and Ino is a little sad. The mission we took on was a shit. Let's discuss whether it's okay or not. It's easy to negotiate if you have a good word. It's more hurtful to fight and kill. Nara, bastard, put away your tricks, and I'll tell you to move your head if you move again. Shikamaru, who was about to use the shadow gathering technique, was stunned when a dull thunder struck his forehead. Not only was he stunned, but Ino Choji was also stunned. They actually knew Shikamaru's plans. These guys. How on earth did they know? A scar swept across his cheek, and the leader of the chasing force looked frosty. Yes, there are many naturally intelligent people in this world, such as Shikamaru. But there are also smart people who are not smart. They are the monsters who survive the battlefield. These monsters have no brains, but they have impressive experience. What's more profound than the insight gained in a life and death struggle? The new generation of Ino Shikacho, go back and say hello to your parents on my behalf. My name is Jien, don't give me the wrong name. Sword. Swallowing 2 mouthfuls of saliva, Shikamaru began to sigh. Interesting Academy first release. You know him. Is that guy famous? Head with extreme difficulty, deep guard welled up in Shikamaru's eyes. It was a Saturday morning, the fog was a little thick, and the old men who were picking up rags lined up in 2 lines. Perhaps because of the weather, Nara Shikaku told his son about the experience of the Third World War. Among them, one person was highlighted, a strange flower in Kurigakure, an outlier in the ninja world. He is the sword. The scum who gave up the 7 broadswords inheritance and specialized in kendo. The reason why he is called a scum is because the character of this person is scum. People are cheap for a lifetime, pigs are cheap with a knife, and they don't learn to learn the sword. The golden sword does not learn to learn the silver sword, but after learning and learning, they finally learn the most silver sword. Since the mastery of swordsmanship, the sword has really become cheap, and over time, the name is gone. When I meet this guy now, Shikamaru's head is like a pot. Son, you have to remember that although this possibility is very small, if you encounter this guy, you can run as far as you want. Don't think that you are a little smart and try to calculate him. Your dad has suffered from his dull losses in the past. We are smart people, and we can't have the same knowledge as mental illness. They will pull your IQ to match theirs, and then beat you with their vast experience. Shikamaru, you must remember, you must remember. Are you a Kurigakure bitch? Ha, Nara's boy, did your dad tell you that? Kiba's eyes were stinging with fire. Although Shikamaru had told himself to be careful, he was still disgusted when he saw this guy who was farting and kicking his feet. Let's kill him. This guy sucks. Hang Erlang looked at each other. Kurigakure bitch wiped his nose. Kurigakure standing around swayed, each with a stomachache. How about it, Konoha bastards, have you thought about it? That girl, do you want to pay it or not? We can do it if you don't. Get your hands on it. The sudden attack kicked off the battle, and the Kurigakure slut deserved to be a Kurigakure slut. Shikamaru Ino Choji is completely blinded. Such a shameless guy. Big bullies die early. The fury of food is terrifying. Ino is optimistic about Yingying. Choji is coming with me. Shadow gathering. Needle bomb chariot. Shadows gathered from all directions, stretched tentacles like sea urchins, and Choji, who was blown up, leapt into the air like a hedgehog. The Kurigakure swordsman looked up and sank into the soil with a fingerprint. If you say he sinks, just sink, but leave half of the tip of the sword exposed, for fear that others will not know where he is. Choji sees that this can still be done. Fuck him. Turning around the windmill, a big meatball covered with spikes fell from the sky. The Kurigakure swordman didn't do much, but Choji jumped up first, and he jumped to a height of 3 feet. My ass. Choji. Shikamaru, my butt hurts. Yuhi, and Bai Zanjuo looked at his companion with a half-cut sword stuck in his butt. Ino, that careful, tangled and tangled. After a successful sneak attack, the Kurigakure bitch who floated up from the ground sneered. A water body is only equipped with a real sword. Simple, too simple. Konoha, little devils, compared to your parents, you guys are really inferior. Shikamaru, I want to kill him. I'm going to avenge my ass. Bite Kiba and pull out half of the blade. Choji's hands are bloody Yuhi, bloody Yuhi, The Kurigakure Anbu began to encircle, and one after another of water stood up, and in the blink of an eye, the surrounding area was filled to the brim. Shikamaru, who was targeted, turned his head, and a deep sense of powerlessness penetrated his heart. Do you want to retreat? Dozens of running schemes are spinning rapidly in my mind, and there is no clear path to turn around. Trouble, die. Choji, Ino, let's do this. With the gesture prepared in advance, he jumped up first, and shot 18 shuriken in a row in all directions. What is this kid going to do? Run, it's the detonator. Damn, coming this way. Here too. We withdraw. After careful calculation, the initiating party was located in the impossible, and the 10th class, who had already prepared, wiped away and ran away. The swish-swish figure was running fast in the woods, and Shikamaru swallowed involuntarily as he watched Kurigakure chasing from both sides. Although they succeeded in escaping the encirclement, it is not so easy to get rid of the pursuit. Kurigakure and these sloppy dogs are too difficult to deal with, and they have to find a way. Hey, Pineapple Head, run this way. The sudden sound startled everyone, and the girl named Hotaru changed direction. Shikamaru Ino Choji was immediately blinded. Can this lost guy find a place? Chase or not? 2 inquiring eyes came. Shikamaru bit Kiba and chased. The cloud is working hard. It's late. Everyone go to bed. It will be the same tomorrow morning. Text chapter 222_big died cock. Choji, Ino, listen to me. Heihei168.com. Shikamaru said in a low voice while fleeing. Our mission is over, now it's a private act. If anything goes wrong, choose to retreat immediately, and I will do it for you. Procrastination. Shikamaru you. 2 beams of eyes shot one after the other, and Choji Ino was completely frightened. They had never seen Shikamaru like this before. They're the Kurigakure assassination force and the long-established figures, we have to. Needless to say, we are afraid of Akatsuki even if they can kill them. Shikamaru, are you not confident in yourself? Ino, it's not a question of lack of confidence at all. Back at the Kurigakure swordsman who had disappeared, Shikamaru was even more worried. That guy's sword is different. What he's practicing is a real assassination sword. Just like White Fang. No, White Fang's swordsmanship lies in suddenness, and he wins with absolute speed and Lingli's tricks. He is different. The thing he practiced is not so much swordsmanship as it is assassination. Using blind spots, light and shadows, as well as enemies and friends, a series of things that are difficult for ordinary people to pay attention to, such as the cover of both sides, are the real swords of the yin. Quote. Sounds like trouble. It will be more troublesome in the future. The ninja world knows the reputation of Kurigakure's silent assassination. But in front of him, silent assassination is just a trick for children. When you encounter him or his descendants in the future, you must be extra careful. The intelligence is not very useful, you need to rely on your teammates. Quote. Ino, I will escort me next, and the observation is left to you. Understood. Released their senses on the hand seal on the chest, and the power of the Yamanaka family spread to the surrounding. The sword hidden in the dark raised the corners of his mouth, not even a leaf touched a leaf, running through the jungle like an insubstantial ghost. Sweat dripped from Ino's forehead. One moment was still on the left, and the next moment was on the right, sometimes standing at the foot, about to remind, the person was gone. Pressure, invisible pressure, in the face of veteran assassination powerhouses, Ino even doubted whether she had a chance to speak. The wind in the woods was more urgent, and the rustling sounded endlessly. Something doesn't seem right. Jumping over 2 good ambush spots in a row, Shikamaru suddenly noticed the enemy's anomaly. They are not trying to catch us, they are trying to force us to ask for help. From Konoha to wait for reinforcements even if the signal is sent. In this way, their purpose is yin-yang. Raising his eyelids to stare at the jumping girl, Shikamaru figured out what was wrong. Six-tailed Jinchuriki column force. The purpose of these guys has always been the Jinchuriki column force. Found it. What if you found out? Hidden behind a tree and showing his half-cold head, the Kurigakure swordsman is full of confidence. Nara's kid, this old man won't play tricks with you, your head is really admirable. But I can play with you, Yangmu, I don't believe you don't go to Yugao. Running, leaping, persecuting. Kurigakure was putting pressure on the 10th squad every moment, and Shikamaru didn't dare to let his guard down even if he knew their plans. This feeling is so uncomfortable. The tense breathing oppressed the oppressed chest and lungs, the rapid blood flow agitated the fragile pipes, and all the 10th class members collapsed. Suddenly, Ying smiled. It was a sea of bright yellow flowers, and it was an admirable picture. In the sea of flowers all over the mountains and plains, dark brown rocks stand alone. Lonely than a rock is the man who sits on the rock. He has long bangs, wears aqua blue gauze, and breathes bubbles silently, just like a goldfish in the water, a dumb hare raised at home. Master, master, help, there are bad guys trying to catch me. Jinchuriki column force of the six-tailed man. Long trouble. Can he eat that thing in his hand? Hopping around and hugging her arms, Hotaru wrapped around Yugao like a homeless pug. The Kurigakure pursuit force appeared. Looking at the sword coming out of the shadows of the forest, the six-tailed Jinchuriki column force gently pushed Hina away. The mountain wind blew up the fallen leaves, and the eyes of the two met. What are they doing? I don't know. I'm hungry. Can you not mention that word? Shikamaru stared at his friend with a dark face. Choji patted his belly. I'm so hungry. Ino. Don't call me, I'm hungry too. You. Round eyes and snorts, Shikamaru tugged at his hair frantically. Yugao, go back with me. Jien, I have nothing to do with the village anymore. Don't forget your master. Master, do I have a master? In his hand spun around, and the six-tailed Jinchuriki column turned around silently. Seeing that Yugao was going to leave, Jien rushed to the front immediately, and together with Jien launched the encirclement and suppression, and the other 7 Anbu. With faces surrounded by flowers, Yugao raised his eyebrows slightly. Don't make us do it. Shikamaru Ino Choji swallowed all his saliva when he saw the bright yellow that was split in two as the sharp blade slashed diagonally across the blown petals. Such a weird weapon. It's actually transparent. Did you do a non-reflective treatment? The body of the 2'3" sword is completely transparent and dull. If you don't pay attention, it will disappear. If you look at the sword and know the person, you will know how disgusting the owner of this sword is. Come on, take him back to the village. Disappeared without a trace, and surrounded the hand seal of Anbu hand seal on all sides. Yugao looked left and right to lift the blower, and Gululu spit out bubbles all over the sky. Just as the battle was about to break out, the sound of a propeller sounded in the sky. Why is that guy again? Is the boss here? Very hungry. The silver-white hull has 2 rows of portholes on the left and right, and the rapidly rotating turbines rolled up the sky with bright yellow, and appeared on the stage. Rakuriki Column Force, Kurigakure Pursuit Team, Konoha 10th Squad all turned their attention. The young girl Ying looked at Liamong, then at Yugao, with her small mouth shriveled in a black voice. Master, please help me teach him a lesson, this silver stinky fox is always disgusting. Little girl, if you dare to call me a nickname, be careful I beat you. Come here, I'm afraid of you. Ying slammed her chest tightly. Master, I tell you, this silver stinky fox has scolded you. He said you were a big cock with dyed fur. In the first chapter today, the cloud is working hard, let's work together. Text chapter 223_master, I'll give you a blow. Little girl, you will go to hell after chewing your tongue. It is more convenient to read on mobile phones m.heihei168.com. You bite me, dare you say you didn't say it. Boring. Without even taking a glance to lift the blower, Yugao wrapped himself and Yingying in the bubble. With the light bubble wrapped around her body, the girl giggled, opened her eyelids and said, Damn, I want to go with the master, it's all in vain. You can't leave until it's over. Snapped, snapped. The two extremely abrupt swords flashed through the bubble and shattered, and the Kurigakure swordman appeared 5 meters away. Ying, with her big head down, was lifted by Yugao, and it took a long time to think about it. The old man with a fierce face, why did you arrest the master? It's too hateful. It's as hateful as the skunk in the jungle. No, you are more hateful than the skunk. Sword, is, 000, going to fight. You know I don't like fighting. The girl who was in his hand put it on the ground, and Yugao's bangs under his eyes flashed cold. The swordsman Kurigakure took 2 steps back cautiously. We are sincerely asking you to go back. Now we are no longer in charge of the 4th generation of Mizukage, and there are some problems that I cannot tell you. But the 5th generation of Mizukage is very sincere. It doesn't matter to me, I just want to live in peace. You can't calm down. He took out a kiba sign and put it at the corner of his mouth. Liamong took out the letter again. Look at it for yourself, and then talk about it after reading it. The last time someone ran away, this time I won't make the same mistake again. Liamong glanced at the sword, but the old guy didn't answer him at all. He took the envelope and unfolded it. Yugao didn't change anything from the beginning to the end. After reading it, he just tossed it. When the light and fluttering letter was about to approach the ground, it suddenly rose in the wind and flew into the distance. Liamong and Jien were a little dazed. What happened to this guy? Hey, Shikamaru, what are you saying they're up to? How do I know? Baidu Interesting Academy. I'm hungry. You know how to eat. Mom said. Stop. Don't tell my mom, my head hurts when you tell my mom. Covering his forehead and looking around, Shikamaru suddenly realized that their choice to stay was the biggest mistake. I'm no longer a Kurigakure person, and Kurigakure naturally can't control me. The 4th or 5th generation is no different to me. If you die, you will die. You don't need to control me. Another bubble spit out and got up and wanted to go, but Yugao Lianying, who already understood, didn't bring it with her. Liamong looked at him indifferently, holding his breath and admiring it. This idiot was dead, he aimed. Akatsuki was not afraid. How did he get so much courage? Yugao, I didn't want to tell you about this at first, but now it seems that this old man must explain it to you clearly, about Chunyu. Sword. Yugao, you can't escape. No matter what happens, Chunyu will always be your master. Really? He's my master. Why would he take this thing if he were my master? He raised his hand and pressed his lower abdomen and looked away. The 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force's words shook the spot. Tail beast extraction is killing people. How could his master? What a stalking bunch. Don't get in my way again. Feather high. What nonsense are you talking about? Why did he take the monster from me? Disciple, a person's energy is directly proportional to his own strength. Trying to use the power that his master cannot do will only bring disaster. Forgive me as a master, it should not be sealed in your body. Master, village. Chunyu is all for your own good. why don't you understand? Haha, for my own good. Yu Gao changed his expression for the first time. For my sake, I will be stunned and tied to the casting table, and then take this cursed thing. Sword, I don't want to listen to your nonsense anymore. Now, are you going to let it or not? Yu Gao, I don't know what happened to make you misunderstood. Chunyu is indeed for your own good. Yes, he would risk his life to set you free, but you killed him. Originally, I didn't want to tell you this. But now I have to make it clear to you. You have no idea what Chunyu has done for you. Quote. Shock. Shocked. Tremor. Something doesn't seem right. Two sides insisted on accusing each other. One side was Jinchuriki Column Force, the other side was Kurigakure Anbu. Lu Meng and the others were stunned as if listening to a scripture, all of them staring dumbfounded. Who is real and who is fake? Yutaka. Sword. The two parties stared at each other and fixed their eyes. After a long time, Yu Gao smiled. I only trust my eyes and ears. You are just using me as a tool. Chunyu is dead, you can make up whatever you want. Are you suspicious of this old man? Jian was furious. How could he make up any lies in his identity, not to mention his relationship with Chunyu? Jian, Xiao Gao will ask you later. You really want to do that? I am his master, how can I let him carry that kind of thing? You will die. Sword, I've lived long enough, it's time to pass on the bubble, promise me. As if the conversation from yesterday was still in front of him, Kurigakure looked at the secret blowpipe in Yu Gao's arms and lowered his head. The long bangs fluttered in the wind, and the person who threw off his sleeves, Jinchuriki Column, flew into the air. Seeing Yu Gao floating away, Ying stepped on the flowers and jumped into the air, hugging her thighs at the last moment, but she didn't let go. Master, don't run, Xiaoying will hold you firmly. You let go. Don't think about it, I won't let it go. I say you let go. If I don't let go, the master will never run away alone. Firefly. Yu Gao Lei Niu glanced down, and at the base of his thigh, a small hand was watching. The girl who followed her gaze was stunned, and subconsciously pinched it twice. Yu Gao's face turned green at that time. Master, I didn't mean to. Or I'll blow you up. The little-faced Yuhi fluttered his hand away, and the girl with blonde hair and green eyes lowered her head. Yu Gao's face was livid and shivered twice, and there was no movement, and a song called Egg Pain was sung in the wind. Look up. Hinata shies Yuhi's cheeks. Ankola bent over the pole. Tamari I live Yuhi lips. The least image of Senju Tsunade kept slapping Shizune, and Uzumaki Karen blinked faintly. Liamong covered his forehead and sighed loudly. Whoever is caught will hurt, and whoever will be caught will be hurt. They have a good relationship. Ino, how did you see it? You didn't see it, you caught it. Do you want me to catch you too? Try to update 3 more chapters today, and after 5 o'clock in the next chapter, the cloud will continue to work hard. Text chapter 224_ suddenly becomes complicated. Stinky boy, let's just let him go. Interesting Academy debuts. What else can I do? Grab it hard. That's Jinchuriki Column Force, my good sister. Do you dare to underestimate this princess? How can it be? Liamong smiled at the angry Tsunade-chan, then turned back and asked Kurigakure to pursue the troops. Tell me, what's going on? If you don't make it clear, this mission will be forfeited. Let's go. Hello. What do you mean, old man? Kurigakure, who turned away without answering a word, his eyes narrowed. The big bad brother was ignored. Shame on you. Whirlpool, vortex, incense, phosphorus. Master, look at him bullying me again. I am grass. Liamong eating. Sister Anko, you help me clean up her. Anko is gone. Be good, Tamari, you help me control her. Tamari also ran. Hinata. Brother, I have something to do. Damn, no one will help you. Karen, do you feel like you've got me? What are you going to do? Uzumaki Karen hid behind Tsunade like a little rabbit as he watched the evil voice approaching him. Looking at the sky, Yugao took Yingying back to MT. Katsuragi. Once you leave Bubble Girl, you will be stupid. People, where have people gone? Fields, sentries, and halls, as far as the eye can see, are empty of people and animals. Interesting Academy first release. Suddenly, Yingying, who had a bad premonition, hurried to the back mountain and entered the belly of the mountain from the entrance of the golden roof and blue tiles. The tunnel with 9 and 18 bends was thrown behind her, and the girl who pushed open the door was stunned. Grandfather. 2 long gray eyebrows dyed fresh Yuhi hung down on his chest, and the servant walker lowered his head and lost his breath. Hearing Ying's exclamation, Yu Gao, who ran quickly, stood outside the door, his pupils shrunk and there was no movement. Who killed Grandpa? Gently wiped off the filth with a towel dampened with water, the girl seemed to have grown into a big girl in an instant. Things are starting to get complicated. The villagers of Katsuragi disappeared without a trace, and Jinchuriki Column, a 6-tailed man, was reluctant to return to the village, and his head was about to explode with a headache. Stinky boy, what are you going to do with this mission? Wild-tailed beasts and human Jinchuriki Column power are 2 completely different concepts, and it is not easy to bring back that dumb hair. Listening to Enko's obviously unhappy question, Liamong was also deeply helpless. No way, take a step by step, the ghost knows why that guy is so stubborn, and those Kurigakure, they must know something. Or catch them all. Does that work? Liamong shook his head. Human Jinchuriki Column force has long legs, and if the dumb hair is unwilling, can he be stunned if he is caught? The reason why the 5 major countries seal the tailed beast into the body of the newborn baby is not only that the sealing technique is not deep enough, but also for the synchronization of chakra. Only a child who was chosen as an adult Jinchuriki Column power at birth can adapt to the chakra of the tailed beast in the process of growing up. If you want to create a new one, it will take more than 10 years to say the least. At this time, Kurigakure couldn't afford it, and Liamong couldn't afford it either. Shikamaru, didn't you say you want to go back to the village? We're investigating Akatsuki. Nara Shikamaru swallowed the cloud faintly as he flicked the lighter and lit a cigarette. Liamong rolled his eyes with a sigh. When did you get this thing? It doesn't take long, it's just a sign. For Asuma. A question was asked. Ino Choji all bowed his head. Shikamaru bit the cigarette and closed his eyes. The mountain wind mixed with petals fluttered across his cheeks, and the big guy fell silent for a while. Shikamaru with a complicated expression let out a smoke ring. That guy is a good guy. I know. Do you really think so? Asuma and 3 generations are different. Liamong let out a sullen breath, reluctant to talk about this topic. Liamong turn and leave. Shikamaru lowered his head and snuffed out the cigarette. He really knew. Know what? Asuma thing. Shikamaru raised his chin and looked up at the sky. His eyes were bloodshot. Choji Ino was shocked. Asshole. Boss he. There's no reason for him to stop it. Looking back at the airship that lifted up, Shikamaru felt extremely complicated. Ino cried out in tears. Why didn't he stop? He could have stopped. Shikamaru, tell me why he did. Bangbing sobbed and wiped away her tears. The more the girl wiped, the more she was heartbroken. Akamichi Choji was stunned for a long time, then turned around and left. Where am I going? I'll go find him. What can you change by looking for him? Teacher Asuma is dead. Shikamaru, I have to ask myself, why didn't he save Asuma? Choji. Forget it. Shikamaru I'm just guessing unilaterally, even if it's true. He has no position and no reason to save people. He is no longer the ninja of the village. Choji. Ino. Different life, different position. Suddenly, the 10th class discovered that they were so far away from Liamong. The land of water, Kurigakure. Kurenai Yuhi walked into the 5-generation Mizukage office, and the 2 mature royal sisters looked at each other. The descendants of the Yuhi-colored sunset, what are you doing here in our small hidden village? Mizukage, the 5th generation, is very kind. I came to take away my disgruntled apprentice. Did Kurenai Yuhi-janan make a mistake? Terumi May asked with a wink, why is your apprentice here with us? 5 generations of Mizukage-sama. Kurenai Yuhi-janan, we really don't know where your apprentice is. It up and pretending to be confused, Terumi May didn't let go if she didn't admit it. Kurenai Yuhi bit Kiba and decided to show off. I'm sorry about the last incident, I hope Mizukage-sama will forgive me. Yakumo is still a child, I hope you can raise your hand and let her go. I said, I'm not here. With a sneer in his eyes, Terumi May lifted the teacup, and Terumi May took a sip of the fragrance. The rolling tea leaves sipped into his throat, and a sense of relief spread all over his body. She liked the excitement, a kind of uneasy trembling. Kurenai Yuhi, who was on the cool side, was full of anger and didn't dare to get angry. What Terumi May saw was a relief. Is Konoha amazing? Konoha can capture other country-tailed beasts at will. I want to go back to your apprentice's dream. Chanjuro, see off the guest. It happened to be a little late for dinner, I hope everyone can understand. Text chapter 225_senior wake up senior. When Terumi May sent a doll to, please, out of the office, Kurenai Yuhi almost got a stomach bleed. Interesting Academy first release. The literati are lighter, and the beauties are more inclined to each other. The more beautiful women are, the more they like to compare each other, which can make them maintain a sense of superiority at any time. Look, my breast is bigger than hers. Look, my legs are longer than hers. Look, my arms are more upturned than hers. A man who does not have a deep understanding of a woman's heart will never understand this species that is obviously very close to us, but is actually very far away. Look at her, she's not happy. If you don't look at her, she is even more unhappy. A woman's heart is a needle in the bottom of the sea, a man's legs are love to go into the water. Women like to compare, and women who are caught in anger prefer to compare. Terumi May, you ugly bastard, wait. Shino, do you feel that something is wrong with teacher Yuhi? Kiba, women have that few days a month. Ga. My dear disciples, what are you talking about? Inazuka Kiba. Abarame Shino. Report Yuhi teacher, we are discussing women's physiology. Shino, he recently had a girlfriend. Gently abducting his teammates, Kiba's panic words came. Kurenai Yuhi pursed Yuhi's lips with a smile, really, Shino? Yes, Mr. Yuhi, I recently got a girlfriend through the introduction of the clan, and I am asking Kiba for advice. Oh, what did you ask for advice? Tell the teacher for your reference. Abarame Shino pushed his sunglasses, and drops of cold sweat ran down his cheeks. Kurenai Yuhi smiled, like a flower. 2 little bastards, just with your little IQ, you want to deceive the old lady, and see if the old lady won't let you die. Inazuka Kiba, Abarame Shino. Interesting Academy debut. 2. Run back to Konoha now. What? Mr. Yuhi, you mean run back? Do you think it's too easy to run back? Well, for the teacher to meet your requirements, one person will carry a weight of 200 or 200 pounds before running. Kiba, I really want to kill you. Shino, I don't want to either. I don't want you to talk too much. How do I know the teacher is so cruel? Can't you call me a woman? What are you two still muttering about? Run for me quickly, whoever runs behind, the training volume will be doubled after returning to the village. Inazuka Kiba. Abarame Shino. Women who are menstruating really can't afford it. Hello. Don't run first, Shino, you're a shame. This is called Zanzan Inazuka Kiba, you actually let the dog. In vain, Akamaru, drive. Over and riding the Jonin dog and shouting twice, Inazuka Kiba came from behind and ran to the front. Abarame Shino turned black and flicked his fingertips. It wasn't long before the dog in front went crazy. The latest development of canine flea type, IQ determines success or failure. Sure enough, I'm still smarter. Shino, I won't let you go, you wait for me and I'll be back. Riding on the back of the cramping Akamaru and running into the distance, Inuzuka Kiba did not forget to say a harsh word before leaving. The boy playing with bugs pushed the small sunglasses, and turned around and complained to Kurenai Yuhi in a very high level. "Mr. Yuhi, Kiba said he should go first, we don't need to wait for him. Is he carrying any weight? Looks like I brought it." "Like?" Ahi wrote on Akamaru, "I didn't see it." "Fine, Shino, you're being honest." Secretly following Kurenai Yuhi on the road with a versus word, Aburame Shino seemed to see an impending bloodbath. "What is IQ? This is it. Lord Mizukage, the Great Elder is ready." From the village of Kurigakure, ninjas lined up in circles holding Dharma seals, standing in 8 directions, 8 corners and 8 gates, and the blood-like stone platform in the middle is densely engraved with tadpole-like incantations. In front of the stone platform, the old man kneeling on the ground was nearly 100 years old. He was skinny and had no flesh, and was as thin as a monkey. Not only the skin on his face was smashed together, but his body was like being smashed with a hammer. He was short and long and ugly. He was the only surviving veteran of Kurigakure village. "Lord Mizukage, the eldest elder, the ceremony is ready. Let's get started." Took off his hat and handed it to Chojuro. Terumi Mei stood at the outermost edge. She would use Keke Genkai to suppress it when an accident happened. The Great Elder, who was holding the green vine ghost staff, looked around, finally confirmed it, and litigated the scriptures like a ghost. The whale walla mantra was sung, and the shark Madaka pot placed in the center of the stone platform let out a glorious light. Senior wake up, Senior Didera. Get out of here." The big feet that were about to grow hair slammed away, and with a muffled crack, Ah Fei, who had been kicked in the face, spun around and fell to the wall, sticking to it as if he was sticking to the wall. "Senior still likes violence like this. Ah Fei, you'd better explain it to me, or I will." "We can go out." "What?" Didera's eyes lit up with blue light as her body that was about to go moldy, degenerate and long-haired rushed forward. Ah Fei shivered and stepped back. "What did you just say? Can we go out?" "Yes, Senior, we can go out." "Then what are you waiting for?" Didera's eyes spit fire and ripped her clothes to pieces, rolling her arms and sleeves to dry. How many days have you been trapped in this ghost place? No food, no drink, no sound of art, no light of art, such days are coming to an end. Ah my blue sky, ah my Shirakumo, I Didera will see you again." Senior, are you all right? "What can I do? Take me out quickly." "That. Then what?" Senior Didera. Ah Fei swallowed hard. "I think we should be later." Ah Fei. 2. You can die. Kurigakure, who saw Didera and Ah Fei appearing, was completely blinded. Who are these 2 moldy and hairy guys? How could they be here? Wait, look at their clothes. Black background. Yuhi pattern. Akatsuki, they are Akatsuki. Kill these 2 guys. The 4th generation of Mizukage, Sama. Come on, brothers. Senior Didera, we are probably, maybe, surrounded. Shut up, I can see. Okay, I'll shut up right away. Ah Fei. 2. You can die. A big foot kicked the ground and wiped his nose. Didera and Terumi Mei were facing each other, and the fierce electric light shone through the audience. There is another chapter in the second half of the night. Brothers and sisters can watch it tomorrow morning. It is estimated that it will be before 3 o'clock. Text Chapter 226 _ The Fate of Breaking the Casserole. Take the 4th generation of Mizukage as a toy and ravage the Akatsuki of Kurigakure village at will, and you still have the guts to appear here. Misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding. Let's go right away, okay? Giggle giggle, the guy who hides his head and shows his tail. Do you think you can still leave? That, Ah Fei scratched his head and tilted his head in anticipation. Senior Didera, you have a way, right? You must have a way, right? I know you must have it. Ah Fei. 2. You die for me. Deidara wanted to die when a big kicker kicked this chattering guy away. I have a way, I have your sister's way. Kurigakure ninja surrounded by water, the bomb maniac's heart is wow. The ninja that can be used to seal the tailed beast, which one is not the elite of the elite, isn't he aiming at playing people? It's too bullying, it's not a thing. Afe, I have to blame you for this. Senior, why are you blaming me? Afe is very wronged, Afe is depressed, Afe is very sad. Senior, if you think of a way, I will listen to you. I miss you Morella B. Doden, Earth Style, Earth Dragon Concealment. Inciting the whole body of chakra to activate the rocks under his feet, Deidara got into the soil and wanted to run. Seeing the deserted rocky ground, Terumi May laughed, so did the Great Elder, and all the Kurigakure ninjas laughed. Deidara, who emerged from the mud, cried, wow. Mobile reading is more convenient m.heihei168.com. I would like to introduce, this is the Matsuri altar of water handed down from generation to generation in Kurigakure village, the magical place where the shark Madaka pot is enshrined. Use the Doden Earth Style technique to escape on this island sealed by the water element force. Junior, you too talented. Old guy, you don't need to speak sarcastically. If you can't run, you can't run. Don't think I'm afraid of you. Art is a blast. Kill me all. Taking the opportunity to recreate the explosive clay while diving, Deidara finally has the tools to use the bomb. One after another, pale spiders emerged from the ground, and the Kurigakure fell down in astonishment. Dare to underestimate me again, the immortal thing, then it will be your turn. Art is to explode drink. With one hand and a sword pointing to move the bomb, the clay centipede that broke out of the ground wrapped around the body of the elder. A fierce fire flashed, and the shattered water droplets scattered around. Presumptuous. You are too mad. In less than 2 blinks of an eye, nearly half of his subordinates collapsed, and the beauty Jauda, who underestimated the enemy, was very angry. Yoden, Lava Style, the art of dissolving monsters. Lightly lifting Yuhi's lips, he spat out a large splatter of viscous green solution, and the clay bombs made by Deidara melted as soon as they touched it. Afe, who rolled over and got up, blinked, turned around, twisted his butt, and ran. I'm dying, Senior Deidara, run, if you don't run, you'll be gone. Run, I'll see where you're going. Yoden, Lava Style, liquefaction into mud. The viscous substance that was liquid before gathered together with the change of chakra, and turned into a thick wall in a blink of an eye. Afe, who ran to the beach, squirmed his throat twice, and ran back again. Senior Deidara, think of a way, or we will be finished. This woman is a lunatic, she sealed the island. Look up, if we don't run out, we will die. The solution that closed and climbed in all directions spread all over the sky, and the bomb maniac who kicked Faye ruthlessly released the bird. Just as he was about to jump up and run, dozens of turquoise water snakes pinned it on the spot. Junior, bullying the old has to pay a price. It's the old guy just now. Holding the weird-looking crooked snake stick and raising his head, the elder sighed twice. Terumi May said to him apologetically, Elder, you've lost your mind. It's not your fault, it's these guys who are so rampant. Do your duty as a Mizukage and kill them. Thank you sir, I will bet on the name of Mizukage and finish the task beautifully. I take your life. Fuden, Vapor Style, the art of mist. First use Yoden, Lava Style, to liquefy the island into mud, and then use Fuden, Vapor Style, to corrode the opponent. Terumi May's blood follows the horror to the extreme. Feeling the pain from her body, Deidara stepped back and fixed her gaze. The bones of her left hand that first touched Chawu were exposed. A face standing behind was terrified. Senior, your hand. It's melted. Senior's hand is melted. It's over, we're really finished now. Senior Deidara, we're really finished now. Shut up, you bloody chatter. Biting the Kibaguan tightly, Deidara, who knew that something was wrong, glanced at the shark Madaka pot on the ceiling table. What do you want to do, bastard? Put it down quickly. Let it go. Why let it go? Feel the greatness of art. Art is a blast. The shark Medaka pot stuffed into the clay bomb was thrown into the air, and as Deidara sang frantically, a huge shadow appeared in the air. The silver-gray armor shines, the dark Yuhi-colored body is ferocious, and the three long tails dance between the waves. Terumi Mei's face turned green at that time. Not only her face was green, but the elders and the surviving Kurigakure ninjas were also green, and the green ones were completely devoid of human color. Madman. This guy is a lunatic. How dare he, how can he? Can that kind of thing be released at will? Then he is aiming at three tails. Are there three tails? Brothers, get out. Run, big guy. If you don't run away, you'll be gone. Kurigakure, whose parents had two more legs, ran out of his life, and his heart was broken while running. Mizukage-sama, you have withdrawn the technique. Withdraw, I'll withdraw now. Yoden, lava style. Depend on. Don't hurry, it's already fallen. Just ask the island in front of you what it's like to be hit by a discus with a height of 17 or 8 stories. But I don't think you have that chance anymore, because the island is gone. At the last minute, he solved the ninjutsu and escaped, leaving only the kitten Ursan and the beautiful Jouta with blood dripping from his eyes. So hateful, Akatsuki, so hateful. The old grievances are not over, and the new ones are born again. The matter of the fourth generation of Mizukage is not over yet. Akatsuki, Terumi Mei, are endless with you. The cloud has gone to sleep, everyone should sleep too. Text Chapter 227 _ A sudden surge of war. Sanwei was very happy. Sanwei was angry, happy and escaped the seal, angry and saw the enemy again. Interesting Academy first release. The enemy met Yuhi with special eyes. Asada, who smashed the Matsuri altar of the collapsed water, shook his head and waved his tail. The three large tails covered with scales set off a huge wave. The water cannon, with dozens of square feet, swept across all directions like a meteorite falling from the sky. Feel the wrath of the tailed beast, mortal. One by one, the ninjas died, and the waves piled up one after another. Terumi Mei was like a small boat in a violent storm, struggling to survive in the terrifying natural disaster. Screaming and wailing, only a few of the ninjas around him died in the blink of an eye. Kurigakure, who didn't escape much at first, disappeared after a few breaths. Some were bombarded by molten iron, some were smashed by tailed beasts, and some were unclear. Elder, you must withdraw first. Looking around and forming the water formation wall to protect the nearly 100-year-old old man, Terumi Mei bit Kiba and faced the bombardment. The old guy who was about to die shook his head with a cough. Xiao miming, let's go first, this old man's bones are still useful, and the information here must be passed back to the village. Elder, you. Remember Mizukage's responsibility, your life is more important than this old man, retire. Lifting the crooked handle of the snake stick and slamming into the water, the old man opened his eyes that had not been open for a long time, and the two cloudy eyeballs burst out with endless glory. Let this old man make another contribution to Kurigakure. Secret mystery. The dragon and snake rises to the ground and trapped me. Lord Elder. Come on. The 4 water dragons formed by chakra wrap Kiba's claws around his body, and the dragon balls in his mouth spew out and bite. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. First, he was stunned by 4 blows, and then he was entangled by 4 dragons and snakes, and Sano Asada went mad. No one wants to seal me back again. The tailed beast is also dignified, and the tailed beast must be free. You hateful human beings will die for me. Tailed beast bomb. He raised his head and opened his mouth wide, and the black chakra that gathered crazily was good at the wind. Survivors who saw this stuff urinated. This is a very lucky guy. Deidara threw the bomb and he didn't die. He didn't die when the 3 tails broke the seal. He still picked up a small life in the previous storm. But, the goddess of luck will not always favor the same mortal, and good luck will always come to an end. Facing the tailed beast bomb, the lucky home Kurigakure grinned, finally got his hair done, and smiled at death with open arms. Even if a man wants to die, he must die fearlessly. Bring it on, grandson. Tailed beast bomb, which was shot with a bang, slashed across the sea, and the Kurigakure ninja was instantly turned into nothingness, not even ashes were left. The only thing that could prove his existence was a wooden comb that was thrown far away. This is a wooden comb with regional characteristics. The whole body is pale yellow and purple and engraved with coral patterns. Kurigakure, who died in tailed beast bomb, originally planned to use it to please his wife. That is a gentle woman, like a water orchid that never fades, and the blue orchid is flawless all year round. Unfortunately, his wife could not receive this lover's gift. It was the 5th generation of Mizukage that picked it up. Terumi-Mei didn't know why she caught the comb subconsciously, let alone who the owner of the comb was. No impression, no name, even if I go back to the village and open the file, I can't confirm my identity. Born humble, die without a trace, this. Maybe it's the sadness of ninjas. Terumi-Mei ran away, leaving behind his subordinates who didn't know how to live, and ran away, leaving behind the elders who risked their lives. Sometimes it takes more courage to run than to fight. Akatsuki. The cuckoo's cry of blood spread far and wide, and the 5th generation Mizukage shed tears all the way. Those tears, soft with firmness, weeping blood in sorrow. Inform the ninja world that I'm going to fight a Megakure village. Dang pushed open the office door. Terumi-Mei bit Yuhi's lips and issued a death order, and all the ninjas who came after the news were stunned. Mizukage-sama. I know what you guys want to say. But, Terumi-Mei shouted with bloodshot eyes swept over to Teoshin, the elder is dead, all the ninjas involved in the seal are dead, Akatsuki attacked the Matsuri altar of water. Is anyone going to stop me now? Long, the elder is dead. How come? Kurigakure, who had arrived, was completely shocked. In the village of Kurigakure, the significance of the great elder is extremely important, and his existence is much higher than that of Mizukage. As long as the elder is alive for one day, Kurigakure will not lose his backbone. This old man is the spiritual branch of Kurigakure, Jinchuriki column. But now the old man is dead. Not dying of death, not dying of injury, but secretly attacked and killed by Akatsuki, who had played with 4 generations of Mizukage. The ninjas present will not forget the blood fog. In those terrifying memories, it was this old man who coordinated various places to preserve the roots of the village. It was also he who discovered the anomaly of the 4th generation Mizukage, and finally used his prestige and wrist to select the current 5th generation Mizukage, pointing the way for Kurigakure. With all these pasts, the elders are not inferior to the reborn parents for every Kurigakure, who are the real living ancestors. Upon hearing the news of his passing, the Kurigakure were immediately blinded. After he was finished, an uncontrollable anger flooded into his heart. Vengeance. We want revenge. We want to avenge the elders. Kill. Kill them. Kill Akatsuki, kill those bastards. With the news that the great elder had passed away, the emotion that there was no need to guide spread throughout the village, and Kurigakure, the country of water, froze and released countless letter eagles. Konoha, the country of fire, Sunagakure, the country of wind, Iwagakure, the country of earth, Kumogakure, the country of thunder, and the hidden villages who got the news, big and small, were all shocked to death. Boom. Is there going to be another war? A heavy slap on the table, Jiraiya looked back at Hokage Rock. This is really bad news. Maybe we should do something. Akatsuki again, these bastards again. Different reactions to the same information. Kurigakure's declaration of war on a Megakure caused upheaval throughout the ninja world. Just when the village leaders held a meeting, our Liamong classmates were sleeping. Yes, they were sleeping. Sister Enko, don't move. Tamari, be nice. Hinata comes up. Brother. What? It was a really sunny day. Today's first update, brothers and sisters, enjoy reading books, and have a good mood. Text chapter 228 _ unexpected enemy. Bang bang bang. Bang bang bang. Who is it? Your Aunt Me. Pressed on the chest of the little secretary, Hinata reluctantly removed 10,000, and finally squeezed Xiaodudu's flowing mane and boarded the slippers, wrapped a bath towel and walked to the door. Senju Tsunade, who was standing outside the door, sniffed, and Yuhi's arrogant face immediately flashed. This bastard boy, who is messing around in the cat house during the day, is not afraid of dying from exhaustion. My good sister, what's wrong with you? What's up, what's up, what's up? You bastard, you don't know how precious things are when you're young, and when you're old enough to cry, you have to take it easy. Puff. Sister Tsunade, is this what you can say? I can't say who can say, this is the admonition of 00, as a medical master. Senju Tsunade's face slapped Yuhi again. Little guy, you are still young, it's not good if you do too much. Be careful that you won't be able to harden up in the future. Quote. Depend on. Are you talking about people? Bump your fingers. Slammed his forehead. Tsunadeheim clucked against the door, finished clucking, and said something that surprised Liamong. Those Kurigakure are dead. The lopsided corpse was thrown next to the forest not far from the foot of Katsuragi Mountain, and a few crows fluttered their wings as they rushed past. Every corpse had its eyes wide open. The Kurigakure swordsman who had caused Shikamaru and the others a lot of trouble earlier held a half-broken blade and bent his head. From his dilated pupils, he could vaguely see them dead. Panic before. These guys are not mediocre, can you see how they died? No. Tsunadeheim turned over the bodies and shook his head. Except for the 5 suspected to have been killed by giant beasts, the remaining 3 have no cause of death at all. As if they were scared to death. I don't believe what I said, how could a ninja die so incomprehensibly? Demonic illusion. Liamong squatted down and looked at it carefully, this was the only way to explain it clearly. It's not like. Tsunadeheim still shook his head, to deal with ninjas of this level, ordinary demonic illusion can't achieve this effect, and there are countless people who can have this ability. Uchiha Itachi, or... What did you think of? Seeing that Liamong's expression suddenly changed, Senju Tsunade straightened up in confusion. Drops of cold sweat slid down his cheeks. Liamong didn't rush to answer. He rushed into the woods with his legs, and clenched his fists after observing every trace of the battle. He aimed, how could it be him? Bastard, what's going on? What did you find? Miss Tsunade, we're in big trouble. Outside Katsuragi Mountain, on an unknown hillside, the girl who was buried in the burial knelt in front of the tomb. The 6-tailed Jinchuriki column leaned against the tree silently, blowing bubbles for a while, and the large and small bubbles drifted across the woodland and across the treetops, disappearing one after another without a trace. Master, can you teach me ninjutsu? The girl turned back expectantly, tears welling up in Yuhi's swollen eyes. Yugao was stunned for a moment. Ying, I never planned to teach you. You don't want to call me master, and I don't want to be someone else's master. Didn't you teach me a lot of training methods before? When you were in the fortress? That's just a box of your wishes. Yugao interrupted Ying's words, with a cold face without any intentions. The girl lowered her head in disappointment, but immediately raised her head again. Master likes to lie the most. And you were like that back then. Yugao was stunned for a moment, and then forced his words to distinguish. I'll help you, but it's just to repay my kindness. Then you teach me ninjutsu. No. Why? The girl rushed to her side excitedly, grabbed the sleeve and shook it. Yugao pushed impatiently but didn't push. Good master, teach me whether it's good or not, I'm very good. Ying, why do you want to become stronger? I looked back at Grandpa's cemetery. The girl sobbed and shed tears. Yugao raised his hand and wanted to wipe it for her, but stopped in midair. What about getting stronger? What about revenge? It's just the beginning of another pain. But I don't want to let it go. Grandpa's expectations, and more. That's all you do. No, I still want to be by the master's side. Ying grabbed her sleeves nervously, and stroked her golden hair behind her ears. I don't want to be a burden, I want to have the power to protect myself and you. If I can be as strong as my master, maybe Grandpa won't be. What is power in your eyes? Isn't power just power? Ying raised her eyes in confusion, not understanding why Yu Gao asked such a strange question. Duan Mao glanced at the cemetery. I have the god of death by my side all the time, and there will be no good results with me. When the matter is over, I will send you home. Master, are you going to leave me? This is for your own good. I won't do it. The girl hugged Yu Gao desperately, as if he was about to run away as soon as he let go. Grandpa is dead, I have no family anymore. If the master leaves again, I will not leave, don't leave. Good or bad, where there is a master, there is a home. Quote. Firefly. His expression froze in place, staring blankly at the girl, not knowing where this attachment came from. Why be so persistent? The light and cold mountain wind whistled past him, making Jinchuriki Column feel lost. Lord Bailong, what's the use of us catching these villagers? In a mountain village 30 kilometers away from the woodland, a few ninjas pouted in disgust. These are 4 quirky guys, bald with bald head, crooked mouth with crooked mouth, the only one who is very beautiful like a dog, and he is a man. He wanted to commit a crime when he looked at him, he wanted to step back when he heard that voice, and he looked carefully at the collapse of his soul. Sitting on the main seat like a withered man, sitting with arms crossed, there is a kind of confidence in his eyes that he is in control of everything. These guys are still useful. Spread the news and wait for the woman to come by herself. She must know something. Anyway, she is also the granddaughter of the old guy. It's still a wise man. He opened his mouth and patted his ass and scratched his bald head. He laughed, and the others laughed too. The news that the villagers of Katsuragi Mountain were captured by bandits spread everywhere, and Yu Gao, who took Yingying around to inquire, quickly got the news. The 10th class also got the news. Shikamaru, what shall we do? There are still 2 chapters, the cloud is working hard, there is a delay at home today, try to be earlier tomorrow, work hard together, and there will be bread. Text chapter 229_ This guy is a parallel importer. Our mission has been completed, and we can't continue to waste time. Let's scout in the past. If we can't get any useful information, we will go back to the village. Going back. Yeah. Seeing Shikamaru nodding, Choji patted his big belly excitedly. Don't forget what you promised earlier, go back and eat barbecue. Don't worry, I can't lose you. Then I want double. Choji's eyes lit up. Shikamaru reluctantly agreed, okay. Seeing that his friend agreed so happily, Choji added a little more, then, is it okay for 3 servings? While secretly, Shikamaru bit Kiba and agreed, also. This, Choji was incoherent. You see, Shikamaru, ah. This Konoha Xiaoqiang, show loyalty. Enough friends. I'd rather pay hard for my friends. Since you are so generous, friends can't be with you. You're welcome, or I'm sorry for your boldness, and this time I'll be completely full, okay. How much do you want to eat? Look, 5, how about 5? Choji patted his big belly, his eyes glittering. Shikamaru was dumbfounded. How much did you say? 5, Choji repeated carefully. Shikamaru's face was green, blood green and blood green. Can you finish 5 servings of grilled meat? I can't finish eating, why don't you still have you? You can eat for me. Let's eat for you. Is there something to eat? Why don't we say we're friends? Choji patted Shikamaru on the shoulder vigorously. To be friends, you have to have both the blessings and the misfortunes, and you have to eat together. If you feel disadvantaged, eat more when you treat guests. Don't be polite to me. Depend on. I'm polite to your sister Ami. Ino, is he really Choji? I don't know. Choji, whose face was deformed, didn't want to. Shikamaru, what are you doing? I think something is wrong with you. Something's wrong. Choji pointed at his nose suspiciously. Ino also came over to take a look, it's not quite right. What's wrong? Choji looked up and down. Shikamaru Ino said in unison, "Nothing is right. You too. You are a traitor. I am a traitor. Say, where did you hide the real Choji?" Choji, who was restrained by Shikamaru's shadow, was stunned when a shadow suddenly reached his feet. "I'm real." "Don't pretend, you can't be Choji, big fat pig." "Shikamaru, you don't believe me." "Hee, I don't believe you anymore, big fat pig." Shikamaru and Ino, who were in attacking poses, Choji, put away his smile. "How did you find out?" "I found out when you started talking. Friends from childhood to adulthood know each other like the palm of their hand, and the guy in front of them is definitely not Choji. Habits, rhetoric, tone of speech, there are flaws in every place, and the biggest one of these flaws is that you shouldn't be unresponsive to the big fat pig. Tell me, where did you hide the real Choji?" Hee, as expected of the descendants of the Nara family, the ability to observe and analyze is so good. But it's not that easy to find your teammates. Ino, find a way to get him to speak. I see. Both hand seals encouraged chakra. The Yamanaka family's secret techniques were best at gathering intelligence. Seeing Ino pressing his hand to his forehead, Choji raised the corners of his mouth coldly. Shikamaru, who was shocked that something was wrong, turned around and ran. He ran for more than 10 meters before stopping. Looking back, he saw that the corpse that had been blasted to pieces did not even leave a whole place. The green grass was stained with fresh yuhi, broken pieces. Cracked bones everywhere. "Ino, are you all right?" "I'm fine, Choji him. We'll find him." He tiptoed and touched the head of the pineapple. Shikamaru's face was cold as winter. "Whoever dares to take Choji away will have to pay a price. What do we do now?" The only clue was interrupted, and Ino didn't know what to do. "Fatty, you must not have an accident." Shikamaru calmly looked at the crippled Mukuro on the ground, and analyzed for a moment. All possibilities flashed through his mind, but no matter how he thought about it, he couldn't think of who the attacker was. Who caught Choji and what purpose did they have? And the dead man just now, it is definitely not easy to have such a ruthless subordinate. Choji is in big trouble, I hope he doesn't get hurt. Otherwise. Thinking of Choji's exhortation before the trip, Shikamaru took a deep breath of cold air. The cold air entered his lungs, and it was as uncomfortable as scraping with a knife. The land mouse in the dark corner of the Land of Fire, Daming Mansion, grinned wickedly. "Notice and act according to plan." "Yes, Lord Danzo." Under the flickering candle, Yuhi's Sharingan was shining, and Shimura Danzo was very satisfied with the current situation. "This old man will definitely go back again and sit in that position as a winner. No one will stop me, no one will." Using all his strength to crush the information in his hand, Tenten dreamed that the old man of Hokage was crazy. He's crazy, someone is more crazy than him. Terumi Mei, who launched the War Origin Order, opened a letter sent by the villages and kicked the desk in front of him. "Shirk, push the committee, push back, and make no sound. What are these bastards thinking? Don't kill Akatsuki and wait for the game to finish. I really thought I couldn't see what you were thinking. If you want to take advantage of the fishermen, you have to see if you have that ability. Mizukage-sama, when are we leaving? Go ahead and let the swords go into storage." "What? Mizukage-sama, you just now." "I said swords are in storage. Since you want to take advantage, why can't I wait?" The ninja who confirmed the order panicked. "Mizukage-sama, the war mobilization has been done below, and the sword is in storage at this time." Snapped. "Look at this and see what these guys have written." The letter in his hand slammed to the ground. Terumi Mei roared angrily, "They don't participate in the battle, so how can we, Kurigakure, be Akatsuki's opponent? Since they can afford it, why don't we use energy? Anyway, Sanwei has no power. Now, the target of their next attack is not on our side, they can consume it as much as they want, and see who will die first in the end." Quote. "Send a letter to Katsuragiyama, and immediately give up the Jinchuriki column power of the six-tailed people. We don't want it anymore. There is another chapter. It is estimated that it will be yesterday, and the cloud will take a look first. Text Chapter 230 Terumi Mei's wrist. It is obviously more scary to anger a woman than to anger a man. Because the undead don't know how mad an enraged woman can go. Maybe only the ghosts know that. Terumi Mei gave up the tailed beast fiercely, and most of the Kurigakure were emotionally disturbed, and subconsciously wanted to refuse. Mizukage-sama can't. That's our Kurigakure stuff. How can we? Enough. Don't you even have the courage to go all out? With sharp eyes swept over his subordinates, Terumi Mei angrily scolded, only cowards can pin their hopes on others, and the tailed beasts do not. If it is gone, it will be gone. As long as the village is still there, we will not lose our foundation. At this time, if the tailed beast is gone, it may be a good thing. But if the tailed beast is lost, what about other countries? Did you think they would come in? Terumi Mei chuckled and looked around. We in Kurigakure are surrounded by the sea and have a very special geographical location. Even if the mainland is turned upside down, it will have little impact on us. As long as we don't go out and mess around. Mixed. No one will easily pay attention to us. Akatsuki captures the tailed beast. They don't care. We attack a Megakure village. They don't care. Then we simply don't care. One moment ago, he was angry and shouting for revenge, and the next moment he died down. The strange changes in the village of Kurigakure really made the fire, land, wind and thunder Shikoku fall into trouble. Why didn't they send troops? These capricious little people. I knew it. The dark panda eyes swept across the round table lightly, and Gaara got up and left without saying a word. This kind of thing doesn't need to be involved. Compared to Kurigakure, he is the first to be hurt. You won't die if you don't do it. When will these guys wake up? One by one, they are all ostriches in the desert, and they are all idiots who are dumber than cranes. But forget it, Sunagakure has lost the tailed beast now. Since everyone is unwilling to send troops, it is better not to send troops. Baidu Interesting Academy. Gaara. It's okay, brother, if they are willing to wait, I will accompany them to wait. There will always be a day when I will regret it. Looking back indifferently and smiling at Konkuro's concerned eyes, Gaara didn't mean to be angry at all. The dry sand wind blew across the platform, sending thoughts into the distance. The Fire Nation, Konoha, Jiraiya and the two old guys are facing off. Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado is again on the opposite side. Little Jiraiya, the current state of the village cannot support the war at all. We don't need to waste our limited resources for other countries' affairs. The lips are dead and the teeth are cold. We don't care about Kurigakure at this time, and they won't care about us when we look back. You're worrying too much. As long as you keep Naruto in the village and watch him carefully, Akatsuki won't be able to catch him. Is that what you mean? Yes. Kyuubi, Ninetales, Jinchuriki, Column Force must stay in the village, and he must not be allowed to go out easily in the future. We must be responsible for the village. Flowery intestines. Jiraiya laughed, and Kaharu's laughter was a little hairy. Tomorrow I will send Naruto to Mount Myoboku for training, which is safer than Konoha. Little Jiraiya. Didn't you say you want to protect the Kyuubi, Ninetales, Jinchuriki, Column Force? Can't I do this? Playing with the wheels, playing to the death, Jiraiya squinted his arms with the two old guys, and Kaharu Udatane Homura Mitokado was speechless. Tien Zikuni, Otogakure, Orochimaru mournfully issued the order, let's go to Kumogakure and capture Killer Bee Jinchuriki, Column Force. Master, wait a minute. I'm not your master. Master, you are being naughty again. Firefly. Alright, don't cry if you don't, you cheapskate. Palapa pulled her eyelids and stuck out her little tongue, and the girl jumped up to her side. Turning around a dense forest and looking up, a wooden fort built on the mountain appeared in front of him. It's from the village. Don't go there, they're not normal. The rigid body and the inflexible gaze, how could there be a trace of human beings in the villagers who are like walking dead? Seeing that the abnormal Yugao kept the girl behind him, he looked back and forth at the whole village. A gust of wind blew past, and 5 people came out from the opposite side. Miss Ying, haven't seen you for many years, how are you? You are. I forgot, that's right, it's been so long. With a self-deprecating grin, the man with a haggard face raised his head and smiled. My name is Bailong, do you remember? It's you. Haha, it seems that Miss Ying still remembers. Why did you do this? The girl glanced at the villagers. Bai Lang shrugged playfully. Hand over forbidden technique, I'll let them go. Impossible. You don't care if they live or die. Looking at the villagers nervously, the girl looked at Yugao pitifully. Master will help me, right? I know Master will definitely help me, right? Go back. Boy, you are very arrogant. The bald head did not have 2 tufts of hair, and the ninja with a slanted fork looked at Yugao. The 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force bird did not let him, and said directly to Bailong, let them go. Boy, you are courting death. The feeling of being ignored is anger. Seeing that Yugao ignored him, the bald man took out the shuriken and threw it. Ding 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 sounded 3 times in a row, and the flying shuriken fell to the side. The girl with the cat behind Yugao was excited. I can't fight, I'm so angry, you give up the ugly, the master is invincible. Yellow-haired girl, you are courting death. Dare to say that the uncle looks ugly, let's start you. The giant shuriken behind his back spun into a circle, Yugao Gululu blew bubbles, and the bald ninja was so happy when he saw this thing. Do you think this is a child playing a house? Soap bubbles come. Careful. Take it easy. What is Shikamaru's weird art? I don't know, did you find Choji? Lying in the grass with his head exposed, Ino let go of his perception and shook his head. No, I can't feel Choji's breath. Things are in trouble. Choji is not here, so where is he going? Biting the Kiba pass and thinking to himself, Shikamaru made a retreat gesture, and just as he was about to run away, Ino grabbed the front of his shirt. The shuriken bubbles collided, and a terrifying aura shocked the spot. The cloud went to bed. Everyone should rest early. Good night. Text chapter 231-mentally ill. Little bastard, what are you doing running so fast? Seeing Liamong rushing back in a hurry, Senju Tsunade followed suspiciously. Interesting academy. My dear sister, we must hurry. What the hell did you think of? Say it clearly. Uzumaki Nagato or Pain 6 paths. No more Akatsuki 0, that guy has Rinnegan. After pouring beans into the bamboo tube, he realized that he had vomited, and Liamong tightened his brows and added more force. Senju Tsunade, who was chasing behind, frowned slightly, and also accelerated. Returning to the airship to recruit the personnel, Liamong, who was filled with water, wiped his mouth. You must remember what I am going to say next. What happened, Fu-kun? Stinky boy. Brother. Don't interrupt, listen to me carefully. Liamong put down the water glass with a solemn expression. The enemy we are about to face is a super psychopath with an abnormal head. Master Tsunade. Listen to him. Crossing his hands and biting the tips of his thumbs, Senju Tsunade was also full of question marks. His name is Uzumaki Nagato, and he is of the same clan as Karen. Yeah, my clan. Big bad brother, shall we get him back? Little girl, what are you talking about? Liamong's eyes widened and he almost died of anger. It's true that he and you are the same clan, but he is also the leader of Akatsuki. How dare you to get him back? Akatsuki, chief of Akatsuki. Bright Yuhi-colored pupils opening and closing her mouth to the extreme, Uzumaki Karen turned into a dying fish. The house fell silent for a moment. That guy has Rinnegan, the second person after 6 paths, who has always been committed to the pursuit of world peace, and is a man who claims to be a god. Sounds great, as expected of my clan, he must be very handsome. Interesting academy. Cool your pot cover. Karen don't interrupt. Master. Continue. Senju Tsunade is not an unreasonable little girl. She heard something wrong in her words. Liamong sighed. Great ideals don't necessarily lead to great things. That guy is trying to subvert the world. What? Didn't he want to pursue world peace? How could he? Why don't you say he's mentally ill? Liuman scolded extremely disgustingly. That guy's aiming is not normal. I highly doubt that he was born with his head on the ground first. Shikamaru Ino appeared. Seeing the figures of 6 paths lining up out of the woods, Shikamaru Ino's eyes widened. There are 6 of them. Doesn't Akatsuki always act in pairs? You are. For the sake of world peace, I accept your power. Proudly raised his right index finger to point towards Yugao. Heavenly Path Pain walked in the forefront. In the momentary cold atmosphere, the bald ninja came back to have a look, wiped his nose and scolded, "Where are you birdmen? Hurry up and get out of the way for Lao Su." This idiot. Fake. Is his brain sick? The guys who are hard to deal with at first glance are all offended, and you are putting a lot of shit in your mouth. The bald hair, who didn't know whether to live or die, saw that everyone didn't speak, and thought he was frightened, and became more and more complacent. Hurry up and get out of the way, maybe the uncle can let you go. If not, don't blame Lousy for killing or burying it. Look at the poor morals of each of you, and the head of the plague is still smashed by lightning. Do you think that the antenna can be used as a wall lightning rod? The slanted-eyed fork raised his fingers one by one, and the bald ninja became more and more proud as he talked, and the 2 triangular-shaped eyes twisted and twisted, 2 on the left, 5 on the right, and together they were called 205. The companions standing behind him all vomited blood. Knowing this, he should have been killed in the first place. I'd say this guy is unreliable. The pig hit the tree, he hit the pig. The fingers that had been in the air for a long time clicked again, annoyed at the bald hair that couldn't go away. Hey. The guys on the opposite side who were struck by lightning said, "You guys, hurry up and get out of my way, did you hear me? Get out. Grass. Dare to ignore my father. Mahler, Peter, I won't give you any benefit or harm, you really don't know how many eyes the Lord Ma has. Follow me brothers and kill them." He raised his right arm and waved forward, and his bald raised right foot stopped in the air. Looking back, several brothers not only did not follow him, but instead quit and went all the way. Hey, what are you doing, killing them in the past? Hey, are you stupid? Boss. The one on the left said no, and the one on the right ignored it. Bai Lang looked at this 205, and cut his heart with a knife. Bailong wanted to kill Bald Hair, and his bald companion also wanted to kill Bald Hair. Bald Hair touched Bald Hair, but couldn't hold a single hair in his hand. Looking at the strange behavior of his companions, and then looking back at the 6 guys who ignored him, Bald Hair finally realized that something was wrong. That's what I'm here to play Chan Oil on. With one pointing, the figure flew upside down, and the bald hair that rumbled through 5 or 6 houses disappeared. The wind rose, Yi Fei, and all the ninjas present were stunned. Shikamaru, who was lying in the grass, moved his throat, and Ino looked at each other and broke out in a cold sweat. What a powerful trick. Very weird attack. What just happened? Looking back at the bald hair in the ruins, Bailong and the remaining 3 subordinates were all sweating. What kind of enemy did this idiot who arrived at home in 250 provoked? I wrote him, I really wanted to kill him again. What about the boss? 3 inquiring gazes came, and Bailong's face was ashen. What to do, it's over. Sayazi, hurry up and run. Quietly glanced at Pain's 6 paths, Bailong made a wink and ran away. They won't come after. They certainly won't come after. A swipe of smoke rushed through the gate of the village and ran to the back mountain, and the ninjas who ran into the village were all excited. They didn't chase. They didn't come after. U.S. Well, what is that? Sneaking back, his eyes widened, and the missile that pulled up the long smoke quickly chased behind him. The ninja who turned back was stunned. Shikamaru of the cat in the grass was dumbfounded. Ino's mouth was wide open, and his eyes widened in disbelief. How is this possible? The rumbling sound of the cottage collapsed in succession. Seeing that the first moment was intact and the next moment became a wooden fort in the sea of fire, Heavenly Path Pain indifferently turned his head to look at Yu Gao. The first chapter today, the cloud is working hard. Text chapter 232 _ the persistence of a stubborn girl. Are you going with me yourself, or do you want me to do it? Firefly, step back. Interesting Academy. Gently spit out a bubble to wrap the girl in. Yu Gao waved his hand and stopped in front of him. Heavenly Path Pain glanced at the sky indifferently, and Yu Gao was nervous and spit out a few more bubbles. Is she important to you? Don't implicate innocent people. Really, but I think that only sadness can make people grow. Bansho Tenon, Universal Pull. Raising her right hand and aiming it in the air, Ying, wrapped in bubbles, only felt an unstoppable suction pull her to the ground. Yu Gao was excited, let go of her. Gululu's bubbles were spit out in a row, and the fat man with two sharp horns on his face opened his hands, and the bubbles touched him without even a splash of water. Seeing that the ninjutsu was ineffective, Yu Gao's pupils shrank immediately. The girl came down, and Fei General was caught by Heavenly Path. Master, Master, run quickly. Xiaoying. It seems that you have a good relationship. In this way, you can better understand the meaning of pain. People always know how to cherish after they are lost. I told you to let her go. Dark Yuhi-colored tails appeared behind him, and Yu Gao, the tailed beast, charged. Before anyone arrived, the six tails twitched first. The howling wind swept across the half-court, and the two waves of people hiding in the dark all straightened their eyes. Is that guy a monster? A tail pulled to the ground, turning up the dust in the sky, and when the six-tailed Jinchuriki column force went crazy, the ghosts and ghosts changed. The cat was swallowing saliva in the midst of the ruins, and Bai Lang and his three subordinates wanted to die. Why are we here to provoke these monsters? So horrible. Too unhuman. How much? Suddenly returning to the head gate to see Khan, the tall ninja who asked the question was scared to pee. Interesting Academy. What the hell is this guy? On his face, there are two diagonal lines interspersed with bizarre iron nails, and his ears are like fried hair with steel needles lined up in a vertical row, pointing diagonally to the sky, and his eyes with purple and black circles don't look like humans. How much? I don't know. Answer wrong and you can die. Oh his body fell softly, and looking at his inexplicably dead companion, Bai Lang and his two remaining men panicked. How much? Equal, waited and couldn't wait, the ninja turned his head and ran away. How much? Don't ask me, I don't know. Answer wrong and you too can die. There was another and the body was overwhelmed, and the only remaining subordinates of Bailong and Ligyu stepped back in a panic. After trying two people in a row, the Hell Road was pressing to speak again. It was still the bloody problem. How much? Wait for you to code, the monsters die. Raiden Thunder style lay can't come out half of the thunder, and once again solve the hell of one person. Pain turned his attention to the white waves. Shikamaru Ino, who was lying in the grass, was trembling and sweating. What weird abilities are these? Tech Rocket. Summon Behemoth. A pile of messed up things followed a pile, and the head with an IQ of more than 200 also fell into a state of being confused. The information I got this time is too important. These guys must be important people in Akatsuki. Give Xiaoying back to me. 3 times and 2 attempts were fruitless, and Yu Gao's eyes flashed blood. Heavenly Path Pain held up the girl indifferently, as if pinching a plaything. As the 5 fingers tightened, Ying's face gradually turned pale. Lord Yu Gao, will you be my master? Lord Yu Gao, please, can you be my master? Okay. I knew you were the best. What is the master, the master? In the gradually blurred mind, a picture scroll suddenly flashed. The girl who was caught shouted to let him go. Why did she let herself run, not let herself save her life? Xiaoying, you are such a silly girl. Do you feel the pain of loss? Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. With a random wave of the free left hand, Yu Gao, who had finally rushed up, was knocked flying. Heavenly path pain was like a god standing at the top of the sky. Ruthless, indifferent to all creatures in the world. Only after experiencing the pain of death can mortals understand the value of life. 6 tails, I accept it. Master. The blurred eyes stared at the ground with difficulty, and a determination flashed in the girl's empty head. It was a late summer evening, and a colorful streamer appeared in the sky. The girl jumped, laughed, and came to the hillside, wanting to pick bright yellow flowers. Those mountain flowers are so beautiful, with large swaths covering every inch of the corner. Lin Feng blows it, swaying and shining, like a star shower in the scaly sky on the lake. Suddenly, the girl was attacked, and dozens of shuriken kunai shot at her back. The girl was terrified, her little hands trembled, and all the flowers she picked fell to the ground. The bright yellow petals fluttered, and the man who appeared at the critical moment solved everything. He has long bangs, wears a blue gauze, his face is handsome and elegant, and at first glance, he is a good man who is reassuring. Firefly. Utaka. The master is a gentle man and a powerful hero. I must become the master's disciple. And then I also have to protect the master. A little teardrop slid down his cheek, and the stream of light went behind his back. Pain, who was carrying the girl, noticed something abnormal. Natural chakras are gathering, this girl. Away from the chakra storm in the distance, the girl turned her back to the sky and let out a mournful roar. Shikamaru Ino Spartan cat in the grass. What trick is this? The strong chakra wind that came out of the body swept across all directions. Trees, dirt, rocks, and everything that touched it turned into nothingness. 6 pains turned their heads, the 6 pains looked sideways, and Yu Gao, who was stepped on by the giant beast, raised his head. Please, can you be my master? I said don't call me master. I have never admitted that you are my apprentice. Lord Yu Gao is too ruthless. Ying is angry. Ying is really angry. If you don't want Ying to be angry, you can be Ying's master, right? No. Ro. No. Okay. I said no, no, no. Master Smelly, I will definitely let you agree. Firefly. The second chapter is over. The cloud continues to work hard. Brothers and sisters, let's work together. Text chapter 233_psychotic speech. Let go of her. I tell you to let her go, Xiaoying. With chakra all over his body, he ran to his side, and Yu Gao, who had raised his tail beast coat, stretched out his hand. Interesting academy. I help the master, right? Stop talking. The weak girl coughed softly on the ground, and Yu Gao's heart was broken. 6 Paths Pain watched all this silently, and Heavenly Path continued to preach without salt or lightness, and was used to being aloof. If you don't understand the pain of others, you can't really understand others, and even if you can understand, you can't reconcile with each other. It's totally worthwhile to trade the suffering of a few for the peace of the majority and make them fully awaken. Shut up your disgusting face. I swore to never use this power again. But now I'm going to use it to destroy you. Why would you sacrifice anyone else? Because I am a god. Heavenly Path. 000. Pain looked at Yu Gao contemptuously. After all, people are creatures that cannot understand each other. I was forced to understand this. The world of ninjas is dominated by hatred. In order to stop this chain of hatred, I evolved from a human to a god, and thus felt the pain of the whole world. To end the spread of this pain, I need great strength. Your sacrifice is great. It will bring the world come true peace. Depend on this lunatic. His head is definitely not normal. Shikamaru broke down in big drops of cold sweat as he grabbed the dirt and moved his throat. Where did this mental illness come from? He was talking about some magic horses. Biting his lip ignorantly, Ino couldn't understand these crazy words at all. The madman's madness continued, and Yu Gao quietly put Ying into the bubble. Pain didn't seem to see it, and he continued his speech like a savior. mortals understand the horror of pain from war, and when enough prays for this horror, people will spontaneously seek peace and stability. However, this peace and stability does not last. Mortals forget what they see, and after decades, when this terror is gradually forgotten, people will fall into disputes again. This kind of reincarnation is the inferiority of mortals. Quote, "As a god, it is my duty to stop this reincarnation. Such a stinky ass guy. Baidu Interesting Academy. Does he really think of himself as a god?" Toad yawned loudly. "God, God, your sister, God. What do you want to do? Extreme terror will bring extreme peace. Donate the tail beast in your body. I will use it to create a weapon to destroy the world, and then let all mortals feel this boundless pain. From now on, people will never dare war was waged. Thus, eternal peace was born. God will be remembered by the world, and war will be buried in the world." Quote, "This lunatic. He is absolutely crazy. Eyes, Shikamaru Ino has exclamation marks all over his head. What kind of brain can come up with such a non-human thing? Let the world feel boundless pain. How many people does he want to destroy? This man is a lunatic, a big lunatic, a lunatic of lunatics. Is that what you think? Yes, this is my lifelong pursuit. As a god, I must take on the responsibilities and obligations of God." What he aimed at, this person was helpless, completely helpless. "What if I don't promise? You will agree." Lowered his eyes and looked at the self-righteous bird of 6 paths pain, Yu Gao gently pushed the bubble behind him. The foam lifted into the air, and a huge shadow enveloped everything. In order not to give Heavenly Path Pain another chance to intercept, the 6-tailed Jinchuriki column force suddenly became a complete body. Ino, who was lying on the grass, had a stomachache. "That's the 6 tails. It seems so. Why do I look like a slug? The chubby body, the round body, is like a car rim that makes people laugh. The morning glory on his head, his body covered with sticky 6 tails, as if he had just been fished out of the water. He shook his 2 little hands and twisted his body halfway, looking at how veiled he looked like. Dude, are you out here to be funny? With absolutely no shocking appearance, the 6-tailed rhino is a joy. But this joy is life-threatening. After all, 6 tails are 6 tails, and no matter how funny the tailed beast is, it is also a tailed beast." The viscous liquid dripped to the ground, silently corroding several large pits. Ino, who finally knows what's at stake, is numb. "Shikamaru, shall we withdraw?" "Okay, get out now." "Then what are you waiting for? Run." Like a loach, his body moved backwards against the ground, moving, but Ino didn't move. "What's the matter with you?" "I seem to have hit something. Bumped into something." His eyes widened and he slowly turned his head, and an oversized bull came into view. The bull was huge, not the usual size, with big horns, a brain gate, and a big mouth that didn't lock the door. "Hi, hello, can we pretend we didn't see it?" "Moo. Shikamaru, run." The 2 front hooves were raised high and slammed down, and the long-horned head swung vigorously, which was a forest. Ino, who was running away, burst into tears. Without such a bully. The rumbling trees broke and the soil flew, and the shattered tree poles flew outwards like they didn't need money. Ino was frightened by the 2 tree poles that fell behind him, and his soul was about to fly. "Run. Run hard. Run as hard as you can. My home. Complain, I want to complain." In the ruined home, a few squirrels wiped with tears raised their fists. "Nuts, pine cones, lift and throw. Smash, smash these intruders. Doo-doo, you stand up first, brothers withdraw. Hey, why did you all run away? Don't run and wait to die. Doo-doo, the big revenge of the brothers is counted on you to avenge, and the people believe in you. Real. You have to believe in yourself, squirrels live with backbone. Good. Don't worry, I'll take care of my home. Doo-doo, you are so brave. Beanie, we adore you. Doo-doo, everything is up to you. A group of idiots. Looking at the group of people who ran into the grass without finishing 2 sentences, Dudu scorned his middle finger. Let's go, let's go, let's go, it's all mine. He found a fairly intact door and kicked it open, and Dudu Cat Waste got in. Called dead daring, starved to death timid, love whoever. Among the dilapidated ruins, Heavenly Path Pain released his right hand. Next, we go to Konoha. There is one more chapter, brothers and sisters, let's cheer together. Text chapter 234 The World Loves 777. Boss, thank you. Interesting academy. Shikamaru glanced at the forest with a sigh of relief. Patted his shoulder and comforted him. We don't need to see each other. Where, Choji? Just wanted to tell you this, Choji him. I got caught. How could I get caught? We don't know either. The person was probably lost in the morning, when he went to the toilet. Shikamaru, I'll go and make it easier, I'll be right back. Immediately, now your sister. Any clues? Shikamaru shook his head in disappointment. Karen, help me find it. Aren't we going over there? Little girl film, your perception is to eat dry rice, is there anyone else there? Big bad brother, if you call me a little girl again, I'll tell your wife that you take advantage of me. You can sue, just sue, and see who believes you. Liuman pouted in disdain. Uzumaki Karen was annoyed, he threw his fists twice and ran back to the airship to report the blackness. Sister Anko, Sister Tamari, Hinata, your husband's bullied me. How did he bully you? He and Karen were very smart and didn't finish the sentence, and gave people endless associations with shyness and anger. Brat. Fu-kun. Brother. You can believe this too. With a big bag on his head, he flew to the gate of the village, and there was not a single living person in the burning ruins. Looking down through the string window, there are deep pits on the ground, either from the pit or the eye. There are bombs exploded, psychic beasts stepped on, and mucus corrodes. These deep pits know how terrifying the attack was at that time. Looking at the forest, it is even more amazing. The original Green Mountain Forest seems to be bitten by a dog, and the broken branches and leaves are desolate. Let's go down and see. Crashing open the hatch and falling to the ground, the close-up observation is even more shocking. What an amazing character, it's a shame I didn't see this fight scene with my own eyes. Baidu Interesting Academy. You should be glad you weren't involved. Yes, I don't think so. The belligerent boy. Haha, thank you for the compliment. He took out a Kiba sign and put it at the corner of his mouth. Liamong turned his head to look at Karen. The proud little girl didn't say much this time, and let go of her perception and shook her head. There's no one you're looking for, but the girl is here. Which girl? Master, have you seen my master? Crying and wiping tears, she ran into the ruins and fell to her knees. Yingying's eyes were full of despair. Liamong wanted to say something, but in the end it turned into a helpless sigh. Say anything for nothing. Helping to dispose of the body and bury the clan, Shikamaru Ino returned to Konoha. I am sorry boss, we have to go back and gather people to find Choji. Be careful on the road. He nodded, turned and ran to the distance, watching Shikamaru Ino's back leaving. Liamong took a deep breath. Things are getting more and more troublesome. Whoever captured Choji, Akatsuki won't do such a boring thing. Who is in the middle? Bastard, I'll go to the city ahead and pick me up when you come back. Sister Tsunade. It's settled, Shizune, Karen follow me. Off the 2 ponytails and raising the robe, Tsunadeheim said and left. Shizune Karen's 2 little faces were twitching, and they were all out of shape. Sister, can I not go? Little sister, Tsunade-sama's orders must not be disobeyed. But it's too dangerous to follow the master. I'm afraid she'll sell me out. Don't worry, little junior sister, Tsunade-sama won't sell you first even if he sells it. Really? Karen bit his fingertips in disbelief. Shizune hugged the pig with a smile, and a string of brilliant sparkling pearls was very eye-catching on the neck of the buzzing pig. It's a joy to see Karen of it. Good sister, you are so smart, I will get one later. Shizun. Dolphin. After a moment's pause, Xiao Shangzu struggled with his life, and his pitch-black hooves jumped up and scratched Karen's face. The little girl gave it a vicious look. Little pig, be honest with me, or I'll sell you if you don't turn around. Hey, what are you two ink marks? Hurry up and follow. A week later. 4, 5, 6, 15 o'clock. Asshole. Why open again? Shizun, give me some more chips. Tsunade-sama we. What are we? Hurry up and exchange money for me. Lord Tsunade, we are out of money. What? Are we out of money again? Shizun nodded embarrassedly, showing grief and anger in his helplessness. Tsunadeheim's slightly fat face clucked, and reconfirmed reluctantly, are we really out of money? Really, really gone? Not at all. Not at all. Asshole. Where can I get some money? Senju Tsunade pinched his hands around his waist and thought, and suddenly smiled. Shizun. Tsunade-sama, what did you say? How about we solve dolphins? Don't worry, I will redeem you after I win. Master Tsunade. Shizun, you don't believe me? No, but it's doggy. Karen, help me stop your senior sister. Little pig, and holding him in his arms, Senju Tsunade ran to the exchange area. Shizun's face was angry and pale. Karen, let me go. I won't let go. Listen to the master, go with the master, follow the master and have everything. Do you believe this too? I believe it. Karen. Boss, replace the necklace on this pig's neck for me. Master Tsunade. Don't worry, Shizun, this time I'll definitely turn it over. Buy and sell. 4, 5, 6, 15 o'clock. Boom. Asshole. Really bad luck today. Shizun, shall we sell the dolphin? Forget it, Karen, do you have any money left? Master, I'm gone too. Really gone? Let me see. He grabbed the empty wallet and opened it to look. Tsunade, reluctant to give up, turned it upside down and weighed it. After a long time, a reluctant coin fell out. Seeing it, Tsunade was excited. I said no, isn't there another one? Come on, let's play the slot machine and get it won. Only one coin left in the case. Senju Tsunade Yuhi pulled the lever. Denga-denga-denga-deng heard an electronic sound, and the three master and apprentice were dumbfounded. Master, the grand prize, you have won the grand prize. The cloud has gone to bed, everyone should go to bed earlier. Good night, I wish my brothers and sisters a good dream. Text Chapter 235 _ God's majesty cannot be violated. Those who provoke God must be punished. We must use powerful means to buy time. Destruction begins with Kurigakure. Heihei168.com. Standing on the top of the high cliff, Heavenly Path Pain pronounced judgment on the village below. The cause of the incident has to start from 7 days ago. Boss is not good, our village is going to be attacked. Shut up, Faye. Senior Didera, you kicked me again, this time it's all your fault. What did you say? Well, I didn't say anything. Didera, what the hell is going on? Hearing the boss's question, the bomb maniac standing on the statue of Hades pouted awkwardly and told what happened. Is it war again? Heavenly Path Pain exclaimed, almost babblingly. What a foolish mortal. Conan, it looks like we need to go to Kurigakure before going to Konoha. Wow, boss, are you going to put them on trial? No, this has nothing to do with judgment, and gods won't care about mortals. But now we need time. The ghost shark, Itachi, and the 8 tails will be handed over to you. I will handle it myself when I come back to Kyubi, 9 tails. Boss, leave it to me at Konoha, and I'll show them the greatness of art. Didera, you are very courageous, but I have to go to Konoha myself. This is the responsibility of the Son of Man. Before I became a god, I was also a mortal, and ending Konoha is also a part of the past. Senior, the boss is not optimistic about you. Afe, give me death. If he was close to him, he would kick his teammates away. Deidara was depressed like a gourd, his mouth bulging like a balloon, and the more he looked like a bouncy ball. Standing on the top of the high cliff overlooking the whole village, Heavenly Path Pain said silently. Kurigakure village is surrounded by a spherical barrier that covers the entire village. When a strange chakra enters, the person in charge will immediately perceive it. In order to achieve the purpose of a surprise attack, we will enter through the animal road alone for a while, and then channel us into it. Nagato, this time we should ask the ghost shark for the art of entering the village. He has stayed in Kurigakure and must know how to enter. Heihei168.com. It doesn't need to be so troublesome. He has his, I also have mine, let's do it. An intruder was found at Point A in Area B, and the number was 1. He hugged the soles of his feet with both hands and threw them into the air, and the beast road, which flew up with the mighty force of the Shira Dao, passed through the barrier. Psychic. Spread apart, since they chose war, let them feel the pain of war. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is right. Enemy attack. Spot the intruder. God, what the hell is that? Amu raised his head, the giant bull rammed the house against the purple-black Rinnegan, and the disaster in the village of Kurigakure began. Didn't you say there was only one intruder? I don't know. Staring at the enchantment phantom in a frenzy, the ninja on duty in the information department broke out in cold sweat. The leader who grabbed him by the collar scolded Fake fiercely and threw him to the ground. Sound B, no, sound an alarm, the whole village evacuates, if you hear it, the whole village evacuates. Woohoo's Yui-colored warning resounded over the village, and all the villagers in Kurigakure village panicked. What's the matter, what happened? Depend on. Hurry home. Wait for me, I'll be back too. Machiko. Mother. Damn, what the hell are those monsters? A giant crab that can spit bubbles, a green lizard, a bird with a big mouth, a rhinoceros with wings, a vicious dog that splits and a psychic beast, and the shortest one is half a head taller than a 3-story building. Hearing the loud noise outside, the ninjas all rushed out. Looking around, Mukuro is everywhere. Equal to how many? Soul Devour. There are very few strong men in this village. After holding down his head and extracting the information, Human Dao swept towards the quartet with contempt. Kurigakure, who was standing on the street, was furious. Dare to despise our invaders, and you will pay for it. Sweden, water style, water dragon bullet. Sweden, water style, wild water wave. Sweden, water style, breaking flow. What a boring attack, I leave it to you from Hungry Ghost Dao. Throwing down the light words, he turned to leave, and the human world fit into the distance. The big fat man who stayed in place opened his hands and happily accepted the chakra in ninjutsu. Kurigakure, who found out that ninjutsu was ineffective, was confused. What's the matter? Is this guy a monster? Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is right. Grass. This is what the enchantment class said about an intruder. The reserve team that arrived at the battlefield first, swallowed saliva with sharp eyes, and looked around, not knowing which side to help. We're understaffed, signal, forget it, the alarm has gone off, let's go to a place first. Strange wrist rocket. Collapsed and flames roared, watching the ruins of the ruined Mukuro homes, the anger of the Kurigakure ninjas burned into the ocean. When they saw the black-bottomed Huion robe that the attacker was wearing, a sea of anger rushed to their hearts, and they got out of their foreheads, and their hair stood up one by one. Akatsuki again, these bastards again. Kill them and avenge the elders. Sweden, water style. Futon, wind style. Messed up. The roaring water, the icy Hayate, and the scruffy mixed together with the Kanaisen Ben Shuriken, threw it at the head. Detonator. Meteor hammer. Giant shuriken. Poisoned ninja dart. Driven by endless anger, the Kurigakure ninja turned over all the things at the bottom of the box. Usually, he was reluctant to use the secret ninja tool once a year, and he threw it out without thinking. Kill them. Come on, brothers. Look at me. I'll come too. And me. Tamari, what's going on outside? Stretched his waist and lifted the quilt, Mitarashi Anko hissed and sat back on the head of the bed. Yuhi's slap was imprinted with a kind of confused wind on the white and plump arms. Brat, you really can do it. Putting on slippers and wrapping a bath towel, the big-bodied beauty with messy hair walked to the window, her big black and white eyes instantly froze. Shut up, Hinata, Kurigakure is under attack. What? After a moment of astonishment, she suddenly looked back, and the little girl who woke up in a daze pressed her chest. Sister, what happened? Look at the Byakugan, the village is under attack. In the black and white transparent world, the once prosperous village is full of smoke. Secretary Hinata glanced roughly and was about to speak, when a winged bull came into view. In the first chapter today, the cloud delivered food in the morning. Hurry up in the afternoon, it's none of my business, I wish you all a happy viewing. Text chapter 236_ The island where birds don't shit. Damn, where did this bull come from? A head slammed into the door, shook its horns twice, and the yellow yak that collapsed the entire building roared. Interesting academy. Anko, who had finally put on his jacket, was furious, and when he opened his mouth, a series of fireballs spit out. Ziyin Shu Ugly Yin. Kaden Fire Style, the art of balsam. Pure white fireball of up to 0 degrees Celsius burned on the body, and the yellow-skinned yak lowered his head with a thunderous roar, and slammed the collapsed house into the opposite direction. Kabuto's head was smashed by the smashing debris, and the azure eddy current screamed. 8 trigrams palm revolving heaven. The chakra vortex shot from the large hole in the body spun rapidly, and Hinata, who bounced off the debris, ran out of the ruins. Looking up, the fires were all over the east, west, north and south, and the black smoke flew into the sky one after another. Whole village of Kurigakure was boiling. Where's the brat? Brother, my brother went to the Matsuri altar of the water. Isn't that place sinking? Anko Silver Kiba bit and looked around. The yellow-skinned yak that just ran away rushed back, 2 purple-black renegons, beating with angry flames. Dead cow, being an old lady is afraid that you won't succeed. Sister Tamari help. Kaden Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Futon Wind Style, Itachi. Wind and Fire Rondo Sonata Killing. Anko's Fire, Tamari's Wind, mixed together to make a strong wind. The mad psychic beast rushed inside, and in a blink of an eye, it changed from a scalper to a black bull, and the black and black changed its color. As soon as the yak ran away, the sky heard the chirping of a strange bird with a big mouth. It was a big-billed strange bird with green feathers and sharp claws. Its wings were spread out, several dozen meters long, and its sharp claws stood up, as sharp as eagle hooks. Heihei168.com. Feel the pain of the gods, mortals. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. Run. Help. I want mom. The shock wave every 5 seconds, the Jinchuriki column destroys everything. The wanton destruction of heavenly path pain, indifferently carrying out slaughter, adults, children, villagers, ninjas, all encounters are not left. Have to stop him. Let's go. The 8th squad attack. Stupid mortals, when will you understand the greatness of God? Beast, let your gods die. Brothers, let's go together. Kurigakure ninjas, who were throwing their shuriken kunai, bit Kiba and gnashed their teeth. Heavenly path pain spit out indifferently, still those 4 inexplicable words. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. Ching, did you find the file? 5 seconds, that guy's surgery takes 5 seconds. What? Only 5 seconds? Yes. He was sweating profusely and opened the S-class top secret file, and the one-eyed dragon lowered his hands in a daze. Do you know what is the use of such an interval? No, it is still useful. As long as you know the shortcomings of the technique, you can come up with the corresponding method. Immediately send someone to inform Lord Mizukage to return, and the others will follow me. Be careful of these monsters and don't fight with them. Master Ching. Several ninjas who followed behind screamed incomprehensibly. The village was all ready at this time, and the one-eyed dragon didn't let them work hard. Those guys are all fake, they're puppets. Shock. Shock. Can't be more shocked. Are those weirdos who attacked the village all puppets? If they are puppets, how strong is it to manipulate their body? You help me contain the attack, I'll find out the real body. Byakugan's limit is 1 kilometer, he can't hide that far. The loot seized from the battlefield was opened suddenly, and the one-eyed deaf swept all over the place with bated breath. It is obviously not possible to find a hidden enemy in such a large area. Yuhi, Sister Enko, can we help them? Also used Byakugan to observe the 4 directions, and Hinata's little secretary's heart was full of sentimentality. War will kill people, and the little girl can't bear it anymore. Mitarashi Enko shook his head and didn't agree. The enemy is Pain of Akatsuki. The brat told us about them earlier. With the strength of our sisters, we can't beat these monsters at all. Then let's retreat. Tamari calmly glanced into the distance. If it is an enemy that can be killed, we will help you. But knowing that it is useless to participate is irrational. But Hinata, if we could help, we certainly wouldn't stand idly by, but right now we really don't. Enko Tamari was taken aback as holy scraps of paper gathered from behind. Akatsuki's white tiger. You seem to know a lot about God's message. Aha, you heard it wrong, we don't know what God is or isn't. Pulling Tamari Hinata behind him one by one, Enko raised the ninja's sword vigilantly. The flames of the blade with the additional flame attribute circulated, and it seemed that it would hit the body at any time. Conan gently lifted the 2 pieces of paper. God's information is not allowed to be leaked. I'm sorry, your life, I accept it. Paper shuriken. Get out of the way. This woman has a brain problem. With his bluish-purple hair caressed, his orange pupils unwavering, Conan made the attack as if nothing happened. As if what she was going to kill was not a human being, but a kitten and a puppy. Akatsuki's people are lunatics, there are no normal people in that organization. Curse words resounded in his ears. Enko didn't quite believe it at first, but now he has to believe it if he doesn't. Akatsuki is a foolish man and a girl, within old trousers. Watch out for her scraps of paper. Boom, boom, boom. There were several roars in a row, and Conan kept his eyes on Enko. It seems that you really know our news well. Damn, this woman is so tough. Enko, who shredded the paper, didn't even have time to hand seal. Tamari retreated to the distance and fanned a few times, but the effect was minimal, and Hinata couldn't get close at all. The troublesome battle, the hot battlefield, the flying letter eagle flew into the distance. Matsuri altar of the water. Liuman looked at the beauty of Jouta suspiciously. Didn't you say that this island is sinking? What's the matter? It's the secret technique of the elders. The old man put his life on the line and raised the island again. This island is very important. Liamong looked around with his head full of slurries, and couldn't see the use of this ghostly place where birds don't shit at all. Terumi May glared at him angrily. Of course it's very important. It's related to the secrets of the 5 great powers. There are 2 more chapters to update in the evening, and the cloud will continue to work hard. Text Chapter 237-4 Uncles and 6 Uncles. Why are there only 5 countries in the Hokage world, not the 4 and 6? According to the Big Beauty told Liamong, this is all the reason for the Matsuri altar. Baidu Interesting Academy Feng Huo Shuatu Lei, 5 Matsuri altars, 5 countries, 5 chakras. This is not a bastard. After listening to Liamong, he asked, Mei Ming, when you were in school, when you came to write your period, did you write 7? Zhao Dame was stunned when she was asked at the time. Her arrogant face was Yuhian green, and she wished she could pinch people. During menstruation, your elementary school students come to menstruation. Besides, why do you write 7 in the note? Liamong smiled and explained to her, 7, fever and diarrhea, this is not read, but sung. Zhao Dame suddenly realized that she gave him a slap. Liamong touched his shoulder, and hissed for several breaths of cold air. How are you? My Kiba hurts. Kiba hurts, why are you covering your shoulders? Report to leadership, it shifted. XP Smiley and 5th generation Mizukage talked nonsense for a long time. Liamong finally figured things out. The 5 countries are really inseparable from the 5 Matsuri altars, and the 5 Matsuri altars of wind, fire, water, earth and thunder are used to suppress natural disasters. These magical things were born very long ago. They were built long before the age of ninjas. They were the products of the Onmyoji when they led the world. At that time, the elements of the world were very active. Before there were no 5 Matsuri altars, natural disasters occurred from time to time, such as strong winds, heavy rains, floods, tsunamis, forest fires, earthquakes and thunder, which did not stop throughout the year. Later, the Onmyoji found that it was not possible to continue like this, so they jointly built 5 Matsuri altars to stabilize the 5 elements of wind, fire, water, soil and thunder. It can be said that any idiot who wants to destroy the world has nothing to do but destroy the 5 Matsuri altars. In the intervening period, the violent elemental turmoil will inevitably lead to unprecedented disasters, and all tailed beasts have to stand aside. But come to think of it, even a mentally ill person with 10,000 goldfish in his head wouldn't do this. Mobile phone reading is more convenient. If m.heihei168.com really wants to destroy 5 Matsuri altars, then his aim will be 1 shot and 2 scattered ends. No one should think about it better. After figuring out what happened, what Lu Meng wanted to say most was, Pain, you're really an idiot. Not only Pain is stupid, Senju Hashirama is also stupid, even he is stupid as well. There is always no shortage of self-righteous people in the world. The 5 major countries have stood for hundreds of years. There must be a reason for their existence. No matter how bad the fight is, the 5 major countries have not finished playing, but the surrounding small countries have suffered heavy casualties. Did Senju Hashirama calm the troubled times? What he has calmed down is only the troubled world of the ninja world. The battle between the great powers is the resource Sengoku soil war, not the war to destroy the country, and it will stop to a certain extent. The reason is right under your feet. Is this Matsuri altar really so beneficial? Little enemy, if it is not important, the elders will not put their lives to repair it. But this is too much, doesn't it look like it? Such an important Matsuri altar is not protected, and the land of water eats dry rice. The Matsuri altar of fire in the land of fire is still bald-headed to guard the door, and the Matsuri altar of water in the land of water is so good, there is not even a ghost. Zhao Dame shrugged her shoulders and said helplessly, this is a regional feature. The Matsuri altar of water is far away from the inner road, and usually no one will come. Over time, they will ignore it. Except for a few upper-class people who know Akatsuki, ordinary people don't know about it. Usefulness. Quote. Then why are you telling me this? I believe in you. Lightly pursing Yuhi's lips, Terumi-Mei looked at the distant sky sadly, and the salty sea breeze swept through Kai-Yuhi's hair, creating a kind of lonely beauty. After the death of the elder, Kurigakure is the only one who knows this secret. I have to find someone to share it with. Cut. Don't be so desolate, okay? Little friend, you are such a bastard. Terumi-Mei stomped her feet angrily. Don't all men comfort women at this time? Even if they can't come and hug for a little bit of cheapness, they should say a couple of love words to get closer. Depend on. Where did you learn these things? This. Unable to fit, he took out a booklet from behind. Liamong took it over to take a look, and was so disgusted that he vomited. Jiraiya, I'm not finished with you. On the cover of the Dirt and Slag, the Bloody Sportsman, Huang Bulaji's cover has 4 characters written like a dog's gnawing, intimacy strategy. Below these 4 big characters, there is a line of small characters to teach you how to capture the hearts of girls. When I opened it for a brief look, I immediately felt like a tortoise's egg was passing through the wire, and he was just trying to pull the bastard. You believe in this stuff too? Didn't I never fall in love? Zhao Dame's wronged Nunazui said with a twinkle in her eyes, would you like to teach me? I'm this, forget it. Little friend, you don't want to. The figure swayed to the front, and the bewildered goblin put up his electric eyes. Liamong, who had enough electricity, shuddered, and quickly stepped back. This goblin is too confusing. With one hand pressing down on her body, with the other hand stroking her slim waist, the beauty of Zhao who leaned forward with her upper body squinted slightly with a smile. Lu Mangcan, who was madly swallowing saliva, laughed twice and sniffed, and a series of words appeared in his head. Big, squat, white, deep. Big, big breasts. Chin, chest chin. White, white. Deep, deep. As for which groove, the ditch he aimed at was deep, and his eyes were straight. Could the ditch be deep? This matter must not let the little pepper know. Tamari, Hinata, can't run, deal with them. As planned, find a striker who can strike. Sister Anko, I'll take care of the beasts. I attack the farthest distance, and the world will return to me. Then I'm going to solve the Hell Realm. Distributing the tasks and leaving Conan alone, the three girls pulled away and left. Sister Angel was just about to chase, but Changjuro stopped him with two teams. Flat-Eye Flounder Liberation, this road does not work. Although I am cowardly, I can also be brave. Intruders who dare to harm the village, even if they risk their lives, I will leave you here. Come on together. Completely unethical, he raised two big knives and slashed. After liberation, the Flat-Eye Flounder happened to be a counterattack with the detonating rune shot by Conan. The three women who had withdrawn looked back and rushed to the battlefield according to the previous division of labor. Arrive. 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 There is one more chapter. Brothers and sisters are happy, the time is expected to be around. Text chapter 238_ the rampant six paths pain. Please don't panic, I will point you in the right direction. Heihei168.com. Byakugan Insight. Boom. I gave this guy to me. Hey ugly, who are you looking at? Are you coming for reinforcements? What a woman. Depend on. You look down on the old lady. Knife in his hand slashed out two lines of fire. Mitarashi Anko glared at the two Kurigakure angrily. The two men in their 30s wiped away the cold sweat, and in exchange for a sullen Zhao humph. Don't say that the old lady didn't tell you. If he catches you, you will die. Also, you'd better keep your mouth shut. How much? Fool, equal to 2, just like 2 you fool. Noonwei has Chen Sun Ugly Yin. Cadent Fire Style, 000, Fire Dragon Fire Bullet. Turn the old lady to ashes. What a horrible woman. Such a violent character. I said, did the two of us step back? Just now, we seem to offend her just now. Shivering and running away, the two Kurigakure hurried to other battlefields. We are not retreating, we are going to support, yes, we are going to support. Master Ching, have you found it? Standing on the top of the high platform and pinching his fingers, the one-eyed dragon clenched the Kiba pass tightly with sweat. Every roar was like a heavy hammer hitting his heart, but no matter how anxious he was, he could not find the enemy. Where are they hiding? Pain 6 paths, there are 3 paths that cannot be approached. Interesting Academy first release. The way of the human world, if you touch it, you will die, and you will kill your soul. Hell, if you catch it, you will die. Hungry Ghost Road, touch it and finish it, seal the spell. If you want to deal with these 3 guys, you have to use extraordinary means. You all stay away, I'm going to make a big move. Ga Bang bit his right hand and pointed at the unfolded Samsung fan with a forceful stroke, and Tamari's big black and white eyes flashed with cold light. Spiritualism/dance. Break into pieces in the endless storm, aha. The gold-faced black-boned iron fan that was held high above the top slammed down, and the howling wind swept everything. Kurigakure, who was hiding on both sides, was completely dumbfounded. Where did this crazy woman come from? I don't know. Does he want to destroy our village together? Damn, look what she did. The monster that was transformed into the wind slashed and slashed wildly with a scythe. Sister Tamari's nirvana was used, not only blowing the human road to shreds, but also blowing the buildings several kilometers ahead. After the whistling like a passing typhoon, a passage of 10 meters wide appeared in the Kurigakure ninja village. It's solved, hum. You crazy woman. Do you know what you've been up to? Looking at the ruins, the village with the collapsed houses, the Kurigakure ninja next to him, dashed past thousands of grass and mud horses. Looking back and forth at these morning bird ninjas, Sister Tamari roared angrily, anyway, it's almost broken, it's not worse than me, I'm here to help. You are still unreasonable with you. My girl's husband, Kun, taught me that you must not be reasonable as a person, and you will suffer. Grass. Who is this crazy woman's husband? Over there. He took out 2 shuriken and hit the wall on the left side of the square, and the little secretary Hinata pointed out the attack direction for the Kurigakure ninjas. Standing on the beast road where the green bark lizard appeared, he looked at her, and patted his feet again with the hand seal. The pitch-black, tadpole-like runes spread out, and a chubby giant panda appeared on the spot. Do you want to eat bamboo? It's delicious, if you don't believe it, you will pay for it. Kacha Kacha swept away the bronze bamboo pole that had bitten twice, and the chubby panda greeted. Surrounded by bamboo poles made of bronze, all the buildings in the 4 outer circles collapsed. The blinking panda was a little confused, wondering why these people didn't like to eat its bamboo. Kurigakure, who almost died, looked at this naive big monster, and they all broke out in cold sweats. Don't worry about the psychic beast, take care of the guy on the lizard's head first. The number 1 squad is restrained, the number 1 squad comes with me. Miss Hinata, please don't let her run away. I understand, don't worry. Once again, he took out a few shuriken and prepared them, and the little secretary kept his eyes on the beast. Let's go. Roof, and a few Kurigakure, who borrowed his strength, shot at the lizard's forehead. When the big lizard with a stick on its head saw someone approaching, it opened its mouth abruptly. Rumbling walls collapsed, the long tongues dripping mucus pierced through the crowd, and a few unlucky guys threw them into the air without even screaming, and fell to the ground without moving. The surviving ninjas glanced at each other, clenched the kiba pass and charged forward again. In order not to give the lizards a chance to attack, the Kurigakure turned into skirmishers, from the roof, from the walls, from the ground, and from all directions to the soles of their feet. Kill her. Avenge the brothers. Destroy these nasty invaders. Innocent. Lightly spit out 2 words to drive the psychic beast to leap, easily breaking through the encircled animal path and hand seal again. The center of the huge circle, a centipede tens of meters long, came out, giving no way for the Kurigakure ninjas at all. In terms of destructive power, this guy is even stronger than Heavenly Path. Psychic, constant psychic, big crab that can spit bubbles, green-skinned chameleon, Cerberus that can be cloned, octopus with big mouth, yellow-skinned yak, simple and honest panda, meandering centipede. When these giant psychic beasts appear in the village of Kurigakure, what can stop their destruction? Feel the wrath of God, mortal. Destroy this village, let them understand the pain of war, and all those who want to wage war and collectives should be destroyed. What I stand for is absolute justice. His head high, he preached to the ninjas surrounding him in all directions. Heavenly Path pain was expressionless. Ignorance mortals, when will you understand the greatness of God? Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. It's this weird ninjutsu again, how on earth did he attack? Ninjutsu is ineffective, and the ninja tools are also ineffective, not even close. Is this man invincible? Damn, where did these monsters come from? I'm sorry everyone, I said a little bit better, and I only posted it now. The roof was cooking in the middle of the night, and the clouds were completely speechless. Good night everyone, have a good dream. Text chapter 239_ Oh yeah, that's the rhythm. The human realm and the hell realm have been solved. Nagato. It doesn't matter, we still have something to do. Heihei168.com. Standing in front of the two fallen panes with smiling faces, Tamari Enko dropped the large stunned Kurigakure and floated away. Eyed Kurigakure ninja stunned. These two women have good interests. Does anyone know who they are? I seem to have heard of them, not from our village. Who are they? Kaden, fire style, great fireball jutsu. Futon, wind style, Itachi. Sister Hinata, you are so slow. I'm sorry for the two sisters, I have embarrassed you. Aha, little girl, you should be more confident, this guy is really hard to deal with. Relying on the psychic beasts to dodge an attack, the livestock hopped around like a flea. Seeing that there were reinforcements coming, she frowned slightly, knowing that Akatsuki's realm of hell was over. Psychic. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. As soon as he appeared, he bounced off countless attacks. Heavenly Path, Hungry Ghost Dao, Shira Dao appeared in front of Beast Dao. The missing Kurigakure ninjas are restless. Where have these guys gone? Looked at each other without a trace, and suddenly lost the enemy's trail, leaving the Kurigakure ninjas who were ready to go to hell with their claws, but soon, they found the enemy's direction. The six paths pained together is far more beneficial than the separate ones. Tamari, Enko, Hinata know this very well. Looking at the four birdmen standing in front of Sunise Station, a deep unease flooded into my heart. We shouldn't get involved. If you don't do it right now, there will be a big problem. Mobile reading is more convenient. m.heihei168.com. Will my brother come back? Leisurely, he took a Kiba lottery and picked up a piece of stone. Liamong threw his hand to the beach, splashing a series of water drifts. I said, look at the big beauty, can you hurry up? The elders just repaired the Matsuri altar hastily, and I have to reinforce it again. Is it necessary to do such a troublesome thing? Lu Meng curled his lips impatiently. Anyway, the Matsuri altar is under the water, and this broken island will be gone without it. What nonsense are you talking about? Hand Seal in both hands turned his head angrily, and glared at the beauty. If you don't repair the casing, you can't send someone to watch it. What if the Matsuri altar is broken? Depend on. What a troublesome woman, who would be idle and destroy such a ghost, and there is no such thing as courting death. In other words, waiting like this is really boring. The blue sky Shirakumo floats, and the blue sea water takes a bath. Do you want to jump in and cool down? Senior, it's not good for us to do this, senpai. Shut up and fly. Okay, shut up, senior, but senior, the master of capturing the eight tails has already been handed over to Itachi senpai and Ghost Shark senpai. We will cause misunderstandings by doing this, senior. Afe. 2. Fuck me to death for your long-winded words. Art is explosion. Senior, you can't do this, senior. Drink. Senior, you are too ruthless. Bang threw away the bangs, and the bomb maniac Deidara clenched his fists fiercely, and the strange electronic eyes shot cold light. Sharingan, what a beautiful piece of art, just as mesmerizing as an explosion. I hope you don't disappoint me, Uchiha Sasuke. Dao thunderous light clattered towards the mountain, and the wind and clouds surged in the Yunlei Gorge. Orochimaru's golden pupil with fluttering hair stood upside down on the edge of the cliff and looked coldly into the distance. Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force lives here, Sasuke, he will be your best opponent to test your strength. Orochimaru, don't think I don't know what you're up to. In front of these cursed eyes, all intrigues are delusions. Hiss. Then let's wait and see, or are you afraid? Put your disgusting face away, or I wouldn't mind having a fight with you before I deal with Yahweh. Hee, what a nasty sense of honor, I'm waiting for your good news. Slowly sinking into the ground, the corners of his mouth twitched, and Orochimaru sank into the ground and disappeared. Looking back with a sneer, Uchiha Sasuke turned his eyes to the depths of Yunlei Gorge. The Land of Thunder, Kumogakure Ninja Village, 3 young people, 2 men and 1 woman, gathered together and held their heads. Samui with blonde hair. Yuhi, Karui with golden eyes. White-haired, black-eyed Ayamoy. Yee. Why do we do such a troublesome thing? You can do it if you don't want to. Karui, do you have to fight me? My patience is limited. Samui, what do you mean, fight if you want, where's the nonsense coming from? Okay, you two, if you don't finish handing out the flyers, the master will be angry. Leaflet again. One person walked to the street with a dozen pieces of white paper in his hand, and the depressed trio wanted to die. Surrounded by golden mustache, small brown sunglasses cover his eyes, Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force 2 fingers. Ding, 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 Deepika. Ding, 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 Deepika. Dee dee. Ding, 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 Deepika. That's the rhythm, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Who are you, Xiao Zi? Suddenly looking back, Killer Bee turned to look at the steps. Uchiha Sasuke. Black hair fluttering, white shirt waving slightly, seeing the bird-like appearance of Ursukiko, Killer Bee Jinchuriki column force habitually raised his finger and nodded. What a ruthless young man. Did you come to ask Master Killer Bee for an autograph? Come, let Master Killer Bee sign one for you. Oh, bad, I bit my tongue. Drops of cold sweat ran across his forehead. Sasuke with twitching eyes pulled out his sharp blade, and the ninja sword, which was choked out of its sheath, gleamed coldly in the sun. Killer Bee got excited. You also use knives, that's really good news. Oh yeah, boy, are you here to fight? No, I'm here to take your life. Oh boy, what are you talking about? Killer Bee put away his smile with a solemn expression. Innocent or arrogant, boy, you can't afford to provoke Uncle Killer Bee, oh yeah. Let your oh yeah die. Chidori Current Thunder Blade. The instant body technique stabbed straight ahead with a knife. Uchiha Sasuke found that it was a mistake for God to give birth to such a thing. Boy, a surprise attack is an unfriendly act. Do you really want to provoke Uncle Killer Bee? What can you do to anger you? Chidori Current Chidori Sharp Spear. Ninja stab to no avail. Urzuko turned around and threw away the sword finger. Sharp lightning flashed through the ends of his hair, and his nostrils poured into the scorched Killer Bee Jinchuriki column, losing his expression. Today's first update, brothers and sisters, cheer together. Text Chapter 240 Sudden Heart Palpitations. The Asura rode as the main attack, the Hungry Ghost rode as the main defense, and the Heavenly Path is both offensive and defensive, and the rest of the animals can't do any martial arts. Interesting Academy first release. Faced with these 4 guys, the Kurigakure ninjas can't even bite the big Kiba. Is such an enemy really something we can defeat? Damn, it just doesn't work like this. Shinra Tensei Almighty Push is. Heavenly Path, who killed several Kurigakure together, raised their heads. Looking at his bird-like appearance, the ninjas in the surrounding Kurigakure village were angry, biting Kiba and gnashing their teeth one by one, but they were helpless. Damn invaders, why are you destroying our village? You will be cursed. Only the weak can pin their hopes on those ethereal things. Praying to the gods and Buddhas and cursing the enemies are all signs of weakness. The gods and Buddhas will not pay attention to such boring things at all. Cursed. Damn, do you know what you're doing? Crazy, this guy is crazy. I am exercising the duty of God, and I am ending the war in the world. Do you mean the end by destroying us? Drops of cold sweat rolled down their cheeks, and the Kurigakure ninjas were shocked and angry. Heavenly Path swept around indifferently, opening his arms as if to embrace the whole world. Only people who have experienced the pain of death and understand the horrors of war will seek peace. As a god, I am making you understand this, in my eyes. You are like a child who has not yet grown up. If you want your child to grow up quickly, pain is the best medicine. Quote. Fake. Grass. This mental illness. Tamari, this guy has a problem with his head. Sister Anko, his head is fine, can he call himself a god? What shall we do? If you want to solve this guy, you must first get rid of the hungry ghosts that can be absorbed, and then attack in batches. As long as Baidu Interesting Academy forms a tight attack level, his abilities will be useless. Specific plan. Detonator, kill him with a massive detonator. Can this work? Always try. Hey, you cannon fodder, listen to my mother, we have a plan here. Damn, who are you calling the cannon fodder? Where did this woman come from? Don't make a fuss, do you have a solution? If you can't, just shut up with the old lady. Back and forth fiercely, pressing her voice down, Anko conveyed the battle plan she and Tamari negotiated. The Kurigakure ninjas were stunned when they heard it. Can this work? It seems unreliable. Asshole. Not reliable, you want one. After staring at each other for a while, the speechless Kurigakure looked at each other, and several squad leaders clenched the Kiba pass. The first team starts, the first team follows, the first team supplements, and the battle plan begins. Forcing out that ninjutsu first, Shuriken Kunai, well, that's it. Immediately launch the first attack. The art of Kurigakure. Fog was launched in 4 directions, and the blurred battlefield disappeared in the blink of an eye. Next is the second wave. Ninjutsu interval 1 second, let go. Sweden, water style, Sweden, water style, Sweden, water style, water dragon bullet. The 3 Jonins who were standing in a straight line, picked up the same handprint and attacked separately, and the 3 water dragons Jonkiba danced their claws towards the mist. Hanada's little secretary, Byakugan, opened his mouth slightly and gave an order to the last group. The third wave, detonator launch. Dozens of kunai pulled the flames out, and Tamari Anko narrowed his eyes, just look at this one. The 3 consecutive waves of offensive launched within the limit time shot towards the midfield, and they added another fire for fear of being unsafe. Kaden, fire style, fire dragon fire bullet. Futon, wind style, Itachi. Wind and fire dragon breath. The ferocious dragon head roared and opened its mouth, and accompanied by the gust of wind, it spewed out endless flames. In the fog, after releasing Shinra Tensai, Almighty Push, the heavenly path stepped back, and the hapless hungry path stepped forward. Before the 3 water dragons had finished sucking, dozens of detonating charms came to him. Blow him up for the old lady. Rumbling bursts of fire continuously shot into the sky, and then the dragon breath that arrived swept through everything. Go to hell, monsters. Kill them. Avenge the village. Let these invaders die. Tearing apart with anger, and the Kurigakure ninjas had the heart of pain raw. Die, let these monsters die quickly. Shinra Tensai, Almighty Push, is. In the blink of an eye, ninjutsu came back in 5 seconds, blowing away the fog of the attack. Heavenly path pain raised his forehead. The way of hungry ghosts, which was blown to tatters, collapsed, and the way of beasts, the way of Asura, was not much better. It seems that you know my technique very well. Unfortunately, mortals are mortals after all. Even if they understand the power of God, they cannot harm the body of God. Isn't this guy dead yet? Asshole. Let's do it again. Right. Definitely do it again. One of them has died, and the other 2 are also damaged. Again. Kill them again. You have no chance, feel the pain of war, mortals. With a little bit of feet, the figure fluttered, heavenly path just took off, and the Asura road, the animal road, disappeared, and the large psychic beasts all burst into white fog. Bang 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 bang, no trace, even fell the lower human realm, the realm of hell, and the realm of hungry ghosts also disappeared. What are they going to do? Have they retreated? Damn, how can they let them run away? Tamari, Hanada, why do I suddenly have a bad feeling? Me too. Heavenly path pain flying higher and higher, Anko's heart suddenly shrank into a ball. Sister, Sister, the chakra in his body. What happened to the chakra in his body? There. Standing on the top of the high platform and looking around, the one-eyed dragon finally discovered Pain's true body. Follow me, the intruder's time to die. Chizun, Karen, let's go faster. Two golden ponytails floating high, Senju Tsunade walked through the woods with a solemn expression, and in the distance, the village of Kurigakure swayed. An eagle roar resounded in the sky. Liamong's eyes froze when he turned over and jumped up, and an inexplicable heart palpitations came to his heart. Is something bad going to happen? Mizukage-sama, Akatsuki attacked the village. Terumi Mei, who had just completed the repair work, was angry from the bottom of her heart. Let's go. There is also in the evening, let's work together, the cloud will work hard.